and gentlemen, to World of Watches TV, the 3 best hours in television that you will probably have all day today. My name is Megan.
I'm Wiley.
We're so happy to have you guys. I'm obviously just kidding because we actually have 6 hours over the next 2 days that will not just be the best TV you see today and tomorrow, but probably the entire week. Now, I have a few questions for you out there. Wiley, help them out. Number 1, do you like to save money?
Yes, I love to save money, Megan.
Number 2, do you like to have the best of the best, always guaranteed, brand new, and 100% authentic?
That sounds fantastic, Megan. Where can I find that?
Well, good thing you asked, Wiley, because right here at World of Watches TV, that is what we are all about. Now, we, of course, are an extension of WorldofWatches.com, the largest retailer for watches and watch accessories in North America, and actually, I believe, 4th in the world. Something, statistics like that, whatever. If I'm saying it on television, it's got to be true, right?
There you go.
What we're all about is giving you high-end timepieces at incredible low prices, but always with great value. Now, for the next 3 hours, we're going to show you brands that you might have heard of before. Tag Heuer, Breitling, Michael Kors, Swiss Legend, and we're also going to show you some brands maybe you've never heard of before. Maybe something like Ritmo Mundo, or I don't know, what else? Redline, Lucien Piccard. Things that maybe not are all out there in mainstream, but are incredible timepieces that deserve your attention. Now, when you're shopping with us today, a few things to keep in mind. 1, the price you see is the rock bottom price, lower than every other price we have all week on the website. The second thing is the stress-free payments. Now, tell them why they should be shopping stress-free, because it's really the best way to go.
You know, one of the things that we love to do is not just bring you those ultra-value timepieces, but do it in such a way that it's not going to hit your pocketbook too heavy. So if something is $100, we might put it on 5 stress-free, interest-free payments, which means if you put $20 down on a credit card, we'll bill you the rest over the coming months, but there is no interest on that at all. And we want to make sure we can get these items to you as easily as possible. And you're going to find that with the payments that we have on the program, you're going to be able to get pinnacle or high-end pieces at a price you never thought you'd be able to do it, and affordably by having no interest for those stress-free payments.
It's actually perfect that you use the example of 5, because every single item today and tomorrow is going to be on 5 stress-free payments. Now, of course, this is probably the best way to shop for everybody, but as we get closer to holiday time, this is something to think about, because you don't have to break the bank. And as Wiley said, maybe you're going to see a timepiece like his hot pick, of course, Mr. Fancy Pants, picked a Breitling. Not only will it be incredibly discounted, but the interest-free payments mean you will actually be able to pay it off. And it's not a layaway, because we'll ship you your watches after your first payment. All right, well, we've got a lot to get to in the next 3 hours, so we're going to jump into a little preview and give you an idea of what's coming up in our first hour together. Kicking things off right away, we are going for Steinhausen. Now, this is cool because this is a Swiss-made watch. I also love that this is a great example of incredible value. This is a $1,500 Swiss-made watch for 125 bucks. Now, that seems kind of crazy, and it is. It is a ridiculous value that we're able to give you here. But remember, every single item is always going to be brand new in its original packaging and guaranteed authentic. So yes, you just happen to turn the channel onto the right show, because we are going to save you a ton of money. In this case, if you've got $25 on any major credit card, we'll ship you a $1,500 watch tomorrow. 277126 is the item number for the Steinhausen Triple Crown.
Coming up right behind that, Swiss Legend. Now, if you can't decide on which one of these beautiful watches to get, why don't we just give you both of them? Because this is going to be a part of several offers that we'll have during the next 3 hours where you'll see bundles. That's more than one item included in the package. Now, when you look at that one watch over there, the Abisos, that is a professional dive instrument that is rated to 1,000 meters. That watch alone is $1,495. You know, Megan, that's a little misleading on there, because we put the list price of just one of the watches, not both. Last time that we figured up this, it came to close to $2,000 for the entire package. And here it is at $299.99. This is an incredible value to get the Neptune and the Abisos, both watches, for this one low price. Only $60 gets it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. And right behind that,
coming up right behind that is something really, really cool that caught my eye from Ritmo Mundo. This is the Quantum 3. 276-480. So yeah, Ritmo Mundo, maybe one of those brands you might not be so familiar with. It's really cool because Ritmo Mundo is very, very popular in Hollywood. A lot of their watches end up on television shows, in movies. Here, a $900 watch. You can see it's got a multi-level, multi-material dial. I love how half the dial is done in carbon fiber to match half the bezel. $280. Even better are the stress-free payments. 56 bucks gets it home. 5 payments, 276-480.
Right behind that is one of our favorite watches, the Eterna Artena. Now, this is probably one of the greatest values. I mean, Megan, how many times have we said that this particular watch, there's a couple different varieties of it, is one of the best deals out there?
We say it every single show, and the deal remains the same. This is a Swiss-made watch, and what's funny is the price being so low, under $200, we're going to show you a ton of watches that are $200, $300, $400 today that might not be Swiss-made. And this classic watch is a Swiss-made timepiece. We were talking last week on the show about how what's a great watch to get if you want to look like you've made it, but maybe your bank account isn't quite there yet. Eterna, the watch brand that created ETA, right here with the Swiss-made watch. Your first payment of $38. 243654 is the item number for the Eterna Artena.
And I had to pick of all the watches. How many watches do we do in a weekend?
Oh, God.
I mean, there's a lot. More than we can possibly show you.
We have a hard time with the top 10 keeping track of 10 items, so I don't know how many watches we do in a weekend.
You know, we are watchmakers and watch designers here, and there's no way in the 6 hours of television that we offer you each week that we can cover all the watches that have special deals. I have to pick, as does Megan, one that we consider our top pick or our hot pick. This week, I've chosen the Breitling Transocean, an absolutely stunning piece within the Transocean series. It's a 43mm case with 42 hours of power reserve. Now, it has the B19 movement inside, and it's a 38 jewel. That's a sapphire crystal, of course, on there. And you're going to love this because it has a complete calendar on the watch, and the watch only has to be adjusted once for leap year. Outside of that, all of those gears, all of those springs, all of the mechanism within inside this automatic movement is keeping track of time for that entire period of time. There's 450 moving parts within this watch. It has what I think is one of the most beautiful bracelets within the watch world, and Breitling really has done that with this woven mesh bracelet. Now, what you're going to love about that is not only is this woven in stainless steel, but you'll notice as we come in even closer that there's actually links within it. Imagine a woven bracelet that has links. What does that mean? It means once you reduce the size of the bracelet to the size of your wrist, you don't have to carry around that extra metal. You're actually removing it, which keeps the watch to a lighter weight depending on what you need. Absolutely stunning, one of the most beautiful dials. So much complication. You notice that each sub-dial has 2 hands because it has an inner and outer chapter ring within the sub-dial to give you additional functions. A stunning watch all the way around. And one of my favorites, every time we put this on the show, whether it is in this black dial or that gorgeous silver, you might want to check the website, we may still have a couple of those left, it has been a big seller. Why? Because it's a $10,000 watch that's being offered at almost half its price. I think that is a phenomenal value. I mean, where else? I mean, Megan, seriously, where else can you find Breitling or Omega or Cartier or Bulgari at half its price?
Well, I always talk to you about how growing up I would always travel to the Caribbean with my dad, and he loved to do shopping in like the high-end jewelry stores, in the Caymans and in Mexico. And even there with the incredible discounts that they're able to offer, and then you save, duty-free, not paying taxes, those deals don't come close. I mean, this is like walking by a Breitling store and seeing a 50% off sign in the window. Okay,
just came back from one of the high-end malls in Tampa and did watch shopping because that's what I do.
Wiley's a secret shopper.
They have my photo. Do not talk to this man.
They do, in the back rooms. Do not help this man.
Code 4, Wiley's in the store.
Right next to all the teenage shoplifters.
We don't talk about my children on the show. But I really think, does this look stunning?
I love that Jenny's laughing. It sounds like we have a live studio audience. Yes. Oh, back to the watch. It does look stunning. You look very professional.
Well, but you know what? One of the things I noticed when I went into one of the watch stores was they wanted to take me back to the Cartier counter. And one of the things that was a selling point of a Cartier, as I think is the Breitling, is they do have a selection of watches that are super high-end that don't look like you want to be slapped in the face with a watch.
Yep.
Now, the first part of the store was all filled with Rolex. We love Rolex.
Oh,
Beautiful
yeah.
watches, a pinnacle timepiece. But when you wear a Rolex, it looks like you're wearing a Rolex. This takes a moment for someone to realize what you're wearing. This is also a not get you mugged watch because it is beautiful, beautiful in construction and quality, all Swiss made, but there's an understated elegance to it that only when you take a moment to glance at it and really see the detail do you realize how these watchmakers have done a super job in making this watch. Speaking of beautiful watches, we've got to talk about yours because you have made a fantastic selection. So beautiful.
Yeah, moving on from Wiley's hot pick to mine for the day, I went with something that is an old standby for me. I just can't help myself. Every single time we have the Maurice Lacroix Miros on our program in this variation, I make it my hot pick, no matter what else is in the lineup. And that is because I truly feel very strongly about every woman having the opportunity to own a watch like this. Now, yes, my list price for a watch like this is $3,700. That's a lot of money. Even when you factor in the $1,000 price, I'm not saying that's cheap at all. In fact, this is an expensive timepiece. But what makes it so expensive are the high-end features and accessories that come on this watch. And I want to start with the dial itself. Now, your dial is made out of a genuine piece of mother of pearl. And it's actually, mother of pearl in nature is that white pearlescent color. You've seen, I actually have a pearl bracelet on my other wrist. You can see that's actual pearl there. When you see a color mother of pearl, like brown in this case, or black, or any number of colors, that is actually the back side of this mother of pearl piece being painted. So what you're seeing is actually light being reflected through the mother of pearl to the painted side, which is on the other side of the dial. And that's why it picks up color in such unique and different ways. This is the dial that I have called the sunset dial, because when the light hits it just right, you see all those beautiful oranges and bronze and the golds. I just love that. And what's nice is every dial will look different no matter where you are. Functionality-wise, you've got a Swiss-made watch. So much like Wiley's timepiece, you have a high-end piece of horology on your wrist. A Swiss-made watch that features a chronograph movement that if you were to use would actually give you accuracy down to 1/10 of a second. So we're talking about Olympic timekeeping here. At the 12 o'clock position, you've got a big date window. It's actually 2 individual wheels. Chances are the watch on your wrist right now has 1 wheel reflecting the date. This gives you 2 so that each number gets its own little window. When you move outwards to the bezel, this is where the dollars start adding up. You've got 40 individual diamonds for 40 points total, so that's just under a ½ carat, set into your bezel. And you can see here that these are 4-prong jeweler set diamonds. These are not diamond chips. These are not diamond accents. Ladies, these are big stones. In a Swiss-made watch, to have a diamond bezel, understated elegance such like this, you just can't pass up. Now you'll notice you've got the accents of gold plating on there. I like that it's the crown and pushers and around the bezel. You guys and girls know me. I tend to wear a lot of two-tone jewelry. There's your lume, by the way, so you can know that even after dark, this classic timepiece will still tell the time. You guys know I love to wear a lot of mixed metal jewelry. I wear a lot of white and yellow gold mixed. So I like a staple watch, and that's what this is, ladies. This is not a watch you'll only wear to the office. This is a watch you'll wear every day. I like staple jewelry and staple accessories having something for everything. And with the gold and silver on this watch, it gives it a bit more versatility. The size, another feature that just makes me so happy. It's a 39 millimeter, so it's oversized,
but not
notice,
too big.
No, not at all. It's a nice slim profile. It wraps around the wrist beautifully. This is the kind of watch that Maurice Lacroix and myself will tell you to wear every single day. In fact, Maurice Lacroix bills the Miros collection on their website as being black tie or blue jeans. And that's what this watch is all about. Now, ladies, if you're not able to make a $1,000 payment on any major credit card right now, you don't have to. Because in fact, all you have to do is put down $200. Now think about that. You're at a point in your life where you're buying yourself maybe a few outfits a month. Maybe you buy yourself a nice pair of shoes every month, a nice handbag. Instead of spending $200 on a few things for this season, how about spending $200 a month on something that is timeless? This is a look that you will be able to wear now. You'll be able to wear again in 5, 10, 20 years. And because of the high quality, you'll pass this down beyond you. A $200 initial investment, interest-free, and we're going to ship it to you tomorrow. 260-247 is the item number for my hot pick.
And you know, one of the reasons that this watch is as expensive as it is not just the diamonds, but mother of pearl is also known as nacre, has been for hundreds, if not thousands of years valued. And
Really?
now it has been used in everything from musical instruments to jewelry to architecture. And the reason it's so expensive in a watch like that, do you realize how many pieces you have to go through in order to get
A perfect piece.
That's it. And that's why, and I love the fact that we have that. Oh, look, we have an Eterna.
We have moved on to something classic and timeless in a perfect lady size, actually, at 34 millimeters. 243-654. Now, you know a lot about Eterna, the brand, as I do, but you're always so good about giving the exact facts. Would you mind educating our fellow watch lovers at home about the Eterna brand?
You know, Eterna has been around since 1856. So they have been, you know, in the foundations of watchmaking. Because back in the day when there were still pocket watches, it really took some innovation to eventually create something that could be worn all the time. This type of timepiece that you're seeing here is one of those pinnacle pieces because Eterna eventually gave us the ETA movement. And the ETA movement has been used in so many different watch brands, and it's only been in the last few years that the major watch brands, which we probably won't mention who they are, who were using ETA movements had to come up with their own because ETA stopped selling them to all those brands. So to have an ETA movement in an Eterna watch is absolutely fantastic. Now, this is the ETA 955 movement that's in here. This is all Swiss made, and if you'll rotate your wrist, this is one of the thinnest watches. I mean, sometimes people are afraid, because I'm wearing a bulky watch today.
Yes, you
There
are.
is no doubt about it. But the watch that you have on is so slimline. Look how it almost sits up above the strap, almost like a jewel would sit on a ring.
Well, that's interesting because you've actually got this concave case design here. And you'll notice that actually, and you can see it on my wrist, it does taper once you get to the case back. It's kind of interesting because the shape of the case actually matches the shape of the crystal. That is a sapphire crystal in there, almost like it's bubbled. In some ways, to me, it resembles almost like a contact lens. I wear contacts. And it's interesting that the sapphire crystal is slightly bubbled, much like the case. It gives it, yes, that slightly prominent position on your wrist, but it is incredibly slimline. Now, what's amazing, as Wiley said, is the fact that this is a Swiss-made watch. When you're talking about watches and owning something of quality and high-end, Swiss-made is the pinnacle. There is nowhere beyond a Swiss-made watch. It doesn't get better than that. That is why for the next 3 hours, you're going to see watches with retail prices that are astounding. I mean, there are watches that we air on the show that are worth more than the cars that some of us drive. And that's not to be funny. That is true. There are watches that go up into the tens of thousands of dollars. Here, it's an entry point Swiss-made watch. And yet it's still over $1,000. You're still at nearly $1,200 for a watch that we're calling, right, that straightforward kind of simplified Swiss-made watch. So to be able to get something of such intrinsic value and such quality for under $200, even better are the stress-free payments. This watch should sell out every show just based on the fact that there is no deal like it. 34mm case, black and silver tone on a croco embossed genuine leather strap. It's a petite watch, it's slimline. Some of you out there might look at it and think it's a bit too sophisticated for you. Maybe it's too conservative. But there's someone in your life, perhaps your mother, your sister, your daughter, your best friend, someone in your life that this watch is going to fit and this is going to suit. And if you could set aside $38 a month, interest-free, giving them something that retails for nearly $1,200, imagine how they would feel around the holiday time to open this up, or around their birthday, or an anniversary, or a new job. 243654. The Eterna Artena, truly one of the best values. Stress-free payment-wise, you will not find a deal like this on the show for the next 3 hours, guaranteed. We're looking up, Wiley right now just found another discount watch website that sells the Eterna Artena, the exact same watch, and their reduced price, which is pretty incredible, let's be honest, is $300, and we were under $200.
Yeah, I think we want to always be honest with you. We want you to hopefully trust us, because it's not just us. I mean, we are here with a company that is such a reputation and has such honor with its customers and its integrity that we would never ever want to compromise that. So being able to look up these prices, even live right now, to say what are other people selling these things for? You're not going to find a Redline watch at the prices anywhere else than what we're offering. This is rock bottom. Look at that, $10 gets you a watch. That's your first of 5 stress-free payments for an absolutely incredible timepiece. Hopefully, as you get to know us, and by the way, welcome Time Warner people. We're so glad that you've joined us. And as we continue to expand the show, we always love welcoming people to be a part of the program. Redline, I want you to take a look at this. Come in close and take a look at this absolutely gorgeous timepiece. Hard to believe that it is only $49.99. This is the Mission Chronograph. And I think, this is almost like a Mission Impossible watch. This really does look like something that Tom Cruise would wear in one of the movies. I mean, it does look, very much, there's intrigue in this watch. Redline loves to take things to the red line. They love things on the edge. There are extreme watches in so many different ways in their styles. Some of the largest watches that we have are Redline, all within this 47mm case. Of course, this is the VD53 with the date complication. This is the Japanese chronograph, reliable and accurate to within 10 to 15 seconds per month, as you would expect from a quartz movement. The watch has a beautiful carbon fiber dial. Look at that, and look how three-dimensional that looks. If you were to see this, in a jewelry case, in a department store, in a jewelry store, there is no way you're going to believe the watch is only $49.99. Certainly you can with us, because you know that you're shopping with confidence, because we actually own Redline. We make these watches, we design these watches, and we are pretty proud of them.
Absolutely we are.
What do you like best about this watch?
The carbon fiber dial.
It really does stand out, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I love how the case almost looks like 2 separate pieces because of the way that the bezel is done. It looks like you have one piece here and another piece here that have been sandwiched together. But only when you see it in profile do you realize it's a solid structure all the way around. I think the watch looks incredible. And the pops of red that are in there just kind of add to the sporting nature of the watch.
Now, Redline, as Wiley said, is one of our brands, so we always give you a 5-year warranty on the movement. When you purchase from us a watch like his hot pick of Breitling, a Maurice Lacroix, a Michael Kors, we take over the length of the manufacturer's warranty, just like the Breitling store would or what have you. But with our own company-owned brands, we automatically give you a 5-year warranty, which is very generous because most watch brands give you about a 2 to 3 year warranty. So 5 years right away. I mean, your son just started college. 5 years from now, God help you, he might be in graduate school.
Why would you say that? you have to
Daddy's going to need a lot more watches.
Folks, we're starting the Wiley Low College Fund. When you look at the $49 price, it's hard to believe that some people are going to think, how long is this watch going to last?
Yeah,
The 5-year warranty is another part of shopping with confidence. I think the watch really does look stunning. At 47mm on my wrist, there is a sporty nature to this watch, but I would not be afraid to wear this to the office. This is if you dress up. This is a watch you could certainly wear out to dinner. And this is a great watch if you're going on vacation, because you're not taking maybe your highest end piece with you, but you're not going to be embarrassed sitting at the captain's table wearing a watch like this. Why? Because watches like this sell for $400, $500, $600. The wow price of $114 is still way low. The $49, how do we do that, by the way? How do we sell a watch for $49?
You know what I was thinking about with the stress-free payments? The stress-free payments are $10, and yet it's always free shipping. But on other networks or websites where you're buying not just watches, but anything, toasters, bicycles, what have you, you always pay $8, $9, $10 for shipping. Here, $10 is the price that you put down to get a watch.
My vacuum cleaner had a little part that broke on it.
Uh-huh.
And the part was $1.99. They charged me $8 for
really?
shipping.
I'm I'm such a sucker. I'm the kind of person that I always end up spending more because I'm like, oh, well, if I spend this amount of money, I'll get free shipping. And then before you know it, I've spent like all this money when all I really
Well, that's
needed.
how they do it.
I know. I'm a sucker too.
To answer my own question, how do we sell a watch for $49?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this is a 3-hour commercial, not for watches, but for Swiss Watch International.
That's right.
Because as we continue to show the world and demonstrate the quality and value, nothing speaks better of our company than our product on your wrist. And they don't like me saying this, but sometimes the show doesn't make money because
I don't like you saying this.
But it's true. This is not the big arm of where sales are at.
That's true.
The big arm happens to be on the internet. This happens to be one of those moments where we can give them the best price possible, and they know it. That's why the show has all the people watching, and why we're adding more networks.
That's right.
And speaking of something to watch, Steinhausen. Steinhausen has done such a great job giving such value at an incredible price. When you realize that for your $25 a month, that's your first of 5 stress-free payments, you're getting 3 movements within this watch. That's why there are 3 crowns on this watch. Because you have 3 distinct movements, 3 time zones. Absolutely beautiful. Department stores, catalogs, maybe you've been on an airplane and you've picked up one of those catalogs that happens to have all this product in it. You'll find Steinhausen watches. And they can be rather expensive. And they're worth their price. I don't think it's worth $1,500. That's a bit high. Steinhausen gives us that list price. The $199 price is a steal. There is no doubt about it. You have 3 movements within this watch. It is slightly oversized and it wears a little larger because there is so much dial real estate. The watch really does look big.
What I like is that everything seems to be slightly off-center, but also that you have 3 independent Swiss-made movements inside. Can you please show them a profile? This is what I was astonished by. That's 11 millimeters in thickness right there, and there are 3 independent movements inside that case.
I think that folks are really, because you may have friends across the country or across the world, and you're going to be able to keep up with them. My son just informed me that he wants to do some study abroad.
Oh boy, you're going to need to sell a lot of watches.
He wants to go to Greece. It's like, what are you possibly studying in Greece?
I can't wait till your daughter goes to college.
Why?
So I'm going to be like, listen, honey, you need to join a sorority. You need to go study abroad. You need to do this. You need to do that. Elena, listen to me. I'm going to take care of you, girl.
Folks, if my kids end up in multiple time zones, I'm going to be able to know
We're
what
gonna
time
need a lot
it
more
is here.
shows.
I'll know what time it is here, but I'll also know what time it is where she is and he is. It's time for me to take out a big loan. Folks, we really, really do like Steinhausen. We know the value in these watches, and we're delighted to be able to offer you a watch. Look at that, for only $25. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. $124.99 for a watch that easily sells in other areas for, several $100s to that $1,500 price point.
You know what's cool about this is it's got a very busy dial. So this is great for those of you out there that want something that you can dress up, but maybe you like the look of having a more complicated dial, such like your hot pick, that Breitling. Breitling really popularized the busy dial look. And here, because you've got 3 different sub-dials that are all independent time zones, it looks like there's a lot going on. But the lines of the watch and the overall construction keep it still dressy enough and upscale enough that if you had a dress shirt on right now or you were wearing this with a sport coat, you could easily wear it to the office too.
Well, and I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, so just under a 7-inch wrist, and this watch still wears very, very well. And I think that if you're worried about the watch being too large, don't. It really is comfortable on the wrist. You'll notice because it is a strap, it can drop straight down on the side. I love the contrasting stitching on there. That really does make this this stand out, because this could have been a very simple strap, but I love when they add something that just gives visual pop to the watch.
Look how nice that mirror polished bezel is. Everything else almost looks like it's one piece. It looks like the case and lugs blend into the strap, and then you really see that bright bezel, almost like a mirror to it.
Well, yes, it does not quite look like a polished stainless steel.
It looks like a mirror.
Yes, and it also has a little bit of the ceramica look to it.
Yeah.
It's not ceramica, but it has that look of being a different or a high-end metal, almost a tungsten. You're going to love how this looks. Folks, go ahead and order. You don't want to wait. Call 877-969-8818 or go online. You need to get this watch. It's going to be great. But hey, shop with confidence with us. money back guarantee. Not only are we going to pay for the shipping, if you send it back, we'll pay for that shipping and we'll give you every penny back. You're shopping with confidence.
All right, well, if you really want to maximize your dollar today, this is a huge, huge deal. 287016, you are getting a bundle here. What you're essentially getting in so many ways, though, is the Swiss Legend Abysos for $300, which is its regularly televised price. And then we are almost throwing in the 52mm Neptune for free. Both of these watches have Swiss-made automatic movement inside. In the 52mm Neptune, you are looking at the Val Swiss 525, that is a 21 joule automatic movement. If you look at the dial itself, and we are getting this all set up to show you because there's a lot that goes into this deal. If you look at the dial for the 52mm Neptune, it's funny, I'm wearing a Neptune today. You've got the pilot style dial, Arabic numerals, stick hour markers, and an expanded date window. Now, pairing with that is the all-new Abysos 2.0. It's the second version of the ever-popular Swiss Legend Abysos. And not only do you have a Swiss-made automatic movement inside, you're also getting a Swiss-made watch. Now, look at all this packaging right here. This, the 50mm Neptune, comes packaged inside a travel-size automatic watch winder. And in fact, I will take this from you and you talk about that Abysos you've got going on right there.
I just am amazed because I just bought from us 2 of those watch winders.
Yeah, oh yeah, I saw that.
And now we're giving them away.
Well, it's the packaging. But yeah, I mean, you're not a customer. They don't care about you as much.
And now the world knows. Folks, I want you to go ahead and see that this beautiful watch box, which is made of almost kind of like it's a polymer, almost like a, it's a heavy plastic, very, very thick.
It's a watertight box.
It's what you would find necessarily in professional camera cases or professional sound equipment. When you're looking at this, we're going to take, it gives you some great information, but you have a 3-slot watch box. And somebody thought, why would you need a waterproof box for your 1,000-meter water resistant? Because you have other watches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just bought a dress watch. If I was traveling and there was any chance of moisture getting to it or dust, I would want it in this case.
Absolutely.
Okay. So remember, this case is going to come with your order.
That's the actual packaging. The watch comes packaged inside
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, it's really cool.
You also have the Abysos, which has 1,000 meters of water resistance. It's a Swiss-made watch.
That's right. This is a Swiss-made watch inside. Now, it's a 46mm. It'll wear like a 48. But as Wiley will show you once he puts it on the wrist, it does taper down to a slimmer wrist. Inside, the 2 movements for these 2 watches are a little different. Inside the Abysos, you have the STP 1-11 automatic movement. Some of you who might not be familiar with STP, STP is a watch movement manufacturer. According to STP themselves, you can compare this movement inside here to the Swiss-made ETA 2824. Many of us know the Swiss-made ETA 2824. Our own automatic commander from Swiss Legend uses an ETA 2824. So inside, you've got a workhorse automatic movement with 1,000 meters of water resistance. No watch we are going to show you today, tomorrow, next week, the next month will ever come close to this value, to this durability for $300. Now I've got on the 52mm Neptune, and to show you, I'm wearing my own 44mm Neptune today. But this is the big, bad, bold 52mm, and this is the packaging for your 52mm automatic Neptune. It's not a watertight box, it's an automatic watch winder. And what's great about that is you can see it's very compact. You've got a wall hookup that it comes with, or you can put your own batteries into it, and it will fit either watch that you get. In fact, it will fit any watch up to 52mm. So any of your other automatic watches will be accommodated. Yes, 52mm is a big size, and I've got a 6-inch wrist, but look, it curves around. It fits so well. And inside here, you have the Val Swiss 525 automatic movement. The automatic Neptune has been around for about 2.5 years now. Here you can see we've got this color combination with all black, the silver bezel insert, and then the silver tone hour markers and hands. So class, what did we learn today? For $300, or even better, your first payment of $60, you get 2 watches. One's a Swiss-made watch with a Swiss-made automatic movement. This one features a Swiss-made automatic movement inside for $300. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We have not ever done this in the near 3 years that I have been at World of Watches TV. We have never, ever offered anything of this value before. And we are showing you and proving to you that our own brands here are capable of bringing you the exact same quality, the exact same movements, the same style, the same everything as those high-end brands you've only ever seen under the glass countertops in Vogue magazine. And here we've got it for your first payment of $60. And that is interest-free, that is with free shipping, and that is with free returns. 287016, I predict that's going to be the bestseller of the show. Boom, drops the mic. 263492, quick mention here for the Rotary Aqua Speed. Straightforward, classic, sporty style here. Rotary is the #1 watch brand in the United Kingdom. So, of course, if you want something that the upper crust Brits might wear, darling, I don't think that's a British accent at all.
I have no idea what you just did there. The Queen will be
this
calling you.
This is kind of a cool, straightforward watch. My boyfriend has a Rotary watch that I got him on this show. $60 is your price. All blacked out. The Aqua Speed, of course, you've got more of that aqua lifestyle ingrained in the overall aesthetic. You've got a unidirectional rotating bezel. You've got Super Luminova for your hour markers and hands. And can the stress-free payments get any sillier? $12 gets it home. You won't get lunch today for $12, but you'll get a watch shipped to you. 263492.
You know the show Sherlock that's on BBC?
Mm-hmm. I know the actor.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
He wears a rotary in the show.
Does he really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. A little trivia right there. So if you want to be like Sherlock Holmes, wear a rotary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel smarter?
I do.
You will if you
I'm
pay
thinking
that
about Benedict Cumberbatch now. I'm not even thinking about the show.
Ritmo Mundo, the Quantum 3. We love this watch because it's kind of bipolar. It has multiple personalities, depending on which...
I can relate to that.
Yeah, how well we know. But, you know, when you look at one half of the watch, look at that. You have this incredible carbon fiber dial. On the other side, you have this, the aluminum bezel that's mated to that stainless steel, and it has a completely different look. The watch is stunning. That's why this watch is going to run you in department stores $895. With us, no way. Now, you have a fully functioning chronograph in this multiple personality watch, and it has the Swiss Ronda 3540D movement. It's a 49mm case, which that is a big watch, but boy, doesn't it look good. Now, you have a fully functioning chronograph. This is going to be your start, your stop, and your reset for your chronograph. You notice on one half of the dial, the carbon fiber side, you have three-dimensional letters for Ritmo on there.
I like that it appears they're actually placed where the exact hour markers would be. This is a really interesting watch. You know what I also really like about it is the fact that, we'll show you a closer shot after he puts it on the wrist. What I also really like, and you'll see this, is it almost appears as though half your sub-dials are cut off, but they're all there. This is really, as you said, a dual personality watch. It's kind of fun that way. As I was talking about in the preview, Ritmo Mundo, their headquarters are actually in Beverly Hills, California. And their watches have been on movies like Sex and the City, Oceans 11, 12, and 13. They've been in TV shows. So it's really cool that you can see that sort of stylized design. But then, as we're showing you, they got Swiss-made movements inside. So these aren't just some crazy, unheard of movements. This is a Swiss Ronda quartz chronograph movement inside. The same movement that we see on a lot of Swiss-made watches.
The characters in Fast and Furious also wore Ritmo Mundo watches.
That's cool.
They're just one of those watches that are very, very now. There is a almost cult following to the watches because not everybody knows about them, but those that do absolutely love them. And one of the things they love about us is you're getting the Ritmo Mundo name, the brand, the quality, the construction, not at full price. And you're getting it for less than half the retail price. You're getting it below. If you have a dealer in your town that does watches, jewelry, and they get these watches, they're going to get them for half the list price. So that's talking about $450. You're getting it for almost half of that. That is an incredible value in the watch world. For only $56, you're getting a Ritmo Mundo watch home. By the way, if you're just joining us and you don't know how this works, if you pay that $56 on your credit card, we send the watch out to you immediately. You don't have to pay the whole thing off to get the watch shipped to you. You're also going to love all the multifunctions in there. 3-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, a continuously operating small second sweep hand at the 6 o'clock position, chronograph function with a locked-in sweep hand at the 12 o'clock, and a large date complication at the 12 o'clock. All of this for $279.99. Don't let this one get away. These may sell out. 276480 to get that Ritmo Mundo watch home to you.
Quick mention here on the Redline RPM, a classic Redline watch we've had for quite a few years here at World of Watches, but always due for a good time on the show. Here, you've got that gunmetal sunray dial contrasted nicely with the brush finishing of the gunmetal plated case and bezel. Inside, you have a Japanese chronograph quartz movement at the 6 o'clock position. It will actually give you a secondary time zone. That's right. That 6 o'clock subdial is a secondary time zone. How cool is that? $45 with a 5-year warranty and 100 meters of water resistance. Perhaps with the stress-free payments, it's the most affordable watch of the show so far. I'm loving that every single item being on stress-free payments of 5 interest-free payments. We've got things that are $10, $9, $12. Other networks, other websites are going to charge you that for shipping. With us, the price you see is the price you pay because it's always free shipping and free returns. 140933, the Redline RPM. And that's a 46 millimeter.
This is one of those watches that is one of my favorites.
Oh, we were talking about this last week.
Wait till you see it because we previewed an Artina earlier.
Yeah.
Artina is a region in Italy. The Eterna Artina, when you look at this watch on the inside and you realize the value of what you're getting, this is an all Swiss-made watch. But unlike the other that you saw a moment ago that had the leather strap, this has the stainless steel bracelet. And now this could be unisex because this could be worn by a gentleman or a lady. It's a 40 millimeter case. That's right about the size that you like. So I want you to be able to see what you're getting. Not only do you get the beautiful box, which I think looks incredible, but you're also getting an all Swiss-made watch. Now this has the ETA 955 in it.
This is the watch that you said was your favorite of Artina's, right?
This is the one that I recommended to my friend that's like, hey, I'm 30 years old, I'm up and coming in the business world, but I need to have the look of success. People just want to know, are you making it, are you not? This is one of the watches that said you made it because everybody else who would have a watch like this paid $1,100. And that's a lot of disposable income. But the $219 price, you could get a pedestrian watch from the department store.
Absolutely.
Or you could get a high-end watch. Because, boy, I hope they don't get upset at me for saying this, but you could get a Seiko or a Citizen at the $219 price.
Sure you could.
That,
Michael Kors.
Absolutely.
Michael Kors are sometimes more expensive than this.
Oh my goodness, yes. Here within this 40 millimeter case, you have an all Swiss-made watch, but look at this. It is only 8.5 millimeters thick. That is such a thin watch. And just as you talked about earlier, look at that beautiful convex crystal that's on there. Now, we happen to love this watch because there is so much value within it. Now, you can see the Eterna logo right here on the bracelet, dual push button, dual deployant. See, I have a small wrist but a large hand. So if I size a watch down to fit and then I try to fit it over my hand, it doesn't always want to go on there. But take a look at how easily that goes on, and that is a great looking gentleman's watch. Now, contrasting against this all silver, because you have this beautiful dial, you have the beautiful stainless steel within the bracelet, the hands are in just the lightest shade of gold. Look at that. That looks absolutely wonderful. And you notice I'm wearing a dress shirt right now, sort of semi-dress shirt, but if that sleeve was rolled down, this watch would fit so well under there. This is a watch literally you can take to the office, out to the most elegant occasions, whether it is a dressy night at the theater or whether it's a black tie event, or if you're going on a cruise, because it has 30 meters of water resistance, you're not going to worry about jumping in the pool or heading down and doing snorkeling. You wouldn't want to go diving with it, but getting a little water on this watch is not going to hurt it. And you're wearing, what is that? An $1,100 watch that you're getting for $44 to get at home. Go ahead and take a moment, Google it. We'll wait. look up the Artina by Eterna and see what they're selling for. You're not going to find anybody selling it for less. In fact, we'll guarantee it. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee. We'll meet or beat anybody's price out there, and we'll pay for shipping. You can always shop with confidence from us. Do you like this?
I do. I was going to say that for a couple bucks more a month compared to the...
Try that on and see what you think,
I will.
please.
Thank you. For a couple dollars more than the monthly price if you're using the 5 stress-free payments, I would actually recommend this over the leather version as well, because you're essentially getting more watch. And, you know, as much as I love leather straps, they can over time begin to wear out. And when you've got a bracelet, not only are you adding an extra layer of quality there and durability, but I think it can go with a bit more. Sometimes with a leather strap watch, you sort of box yourself into it being full-out dress. This, you can dress it up or dress it down. And I wear 39 40-millimeter cases. This is a 44-millimeter on my other wrist. So ladies, if you like the look of something classic, a classic men's dress watch, the price, I mean, maybe get more than one of them. These are going to be huge sellers. If these even last until the holiday time, they won't make it through a full show without selling out. Wait until you're here for the holidays. It gets crazy. We sell out of things, I mean, within minutes of airing them. It's very exciting.
I won't be available. But you know, one of the things, you don't have to worry about water with this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean going diving with the watch, but with a leather strap, you don't want to get leather wet unless it's Illuminox. This, you can wear it easily and comfortably and not have to have so much worry. That's beautiful.
271-625, $220. Now, this next watch, we know I own. I own the Raymond Weil Tango. We have it coming up on the show a little bit later in the all silver tone. It's funny, I just took a picture of this on my wrist and sent it to my boyfriend. He loves this particular watch, and he likes it in this two-tone. I was asking him if he wanted it, I'm going to pass it over to you, if he wanted it in the three-hand or in the chronograph version that we have it on our website. Now, this is a 40-millimeter Tango. It's a two-tone, which I was really impressed. I think I'm rubbing off on Colin, that he wanted the two-tone because, you know, I'm crazy about it. I love the brushed rose against the mirror polished silver. I absolutely love it.
You know what's great about this? The two of you can share the watch.
I know.
Because it's the perfect size. Now, for me, I love the classic size watches. I love anywhere from a 38 to a 42-millimeter watch. That is just the right size for me. Like today, I'm wearing a larger watch. We'll show you a little bit later that you're going to love. But this is so perfect because it's ultra thin, incredibly dressy. One of the most recognized names in luxury watches, Raymond Weil. People ask us about Raymond Weil. They ask us about Michael Kors, even though they're two different genres of watches. But it's one of the names people recognize.
Yep.
They know, they've seen it in department stores, and then they go, oh, that's beautiful. How much is that? Oh, it's $1,200.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll be back. Thanks.
I do that all the time.
What was that magic voice? Oh, I got to hold the. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing the watch around there in the control room going, is there an earthquake in there? No, just let me hold that still for you.
I actually, you know what's interesting is I have it in the silver tone, and I wear it to death. I wore it both shows, I think, last week. But I think the rose, if the rose would have been available when I got it, I may have gone this way. Because I really like this rose on here. And you know what? And this is a lesson to everybody who might have been thinking the same thing as Colin. When he was texting me about this watch a couple weeks ago when we were presenting it, he goes, yeah, I really like the two-tone, but I don't know. I'd be worried about the rose coming off. And of course I said, oh, my dear sweet boy.
What if it chips or flakes,
yeah,
Megan?
that ain't gonna happen. You have to understand, this isn't the same sort of plating that you're probably used to seeing in kiosks, in costume jewelry.
You can buy a chain by the inch in the mall.
This is not the kind of watch that, because it's got gold tone on it, is going to turn your wrist green. This is actual solid gold over stainless steel. So what's touching your wrist is actual gold, not some fake gold paint.
Well, yes. Understand that with high-end watches, they will do a thicker layering of the gold. So it's not just basically a wisp to cover it over. Maybe you've had a watch or a piece of jewelry that was gold-plated, and in a very short period of time, that micronic layer of gold begins to fade away. When you're dealing with higher-end watches, that layering goes much, much thicker per micron onto the stainless steel. It's designed to last a lifetime. The only place, and they didn't even do it on this watch, the only place that people tend to get wear is if they put it right on the buckle. Notice that the links run up, but the part that is three-dimensional that happens to be where the Raymond Weil logo is not. And if you are to happen to have any part that might scratch over time, it might be right in here. But very, very rarely is that going to be an issue with a dress watch. We happen to love this watch. It's $1,195 in department stores. It's $699 at the wow price, but only $509. I say only because you're getting it now at dealer cost. $102 to get this home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. Remember, we pay for shipping, and if you change your mind, we're going to make sure it can be brought back to us. Now, Megan, what is the process if somebody buys one of our high-end watches and they do need to return it? How do they get free shipping and all that good stuff? What is the process?
Well, you always get free shipping. That is automatic just in your order.
So,
You'll
never
pay for shipping. As far as the returns go, I believe the cap on it is $400. You are able to go online to WorldofWatches.com within the first 30 days of getting a watch, provided you haven't worn it, you haven't gotten it scratched up. We're not renting you a watch, of course, and we'll be able to tell if you wear something around town and then try and return it. But provided that you are all doing everything that is correct, if your watch is under $400, and that's the price you paid for it, if it's under $400 price, you can go on and process your own return. If the price of the watch is over $400, simply call our customer service department Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Eastern time, and they will issue the return for you. All they'll do is email you a return slip. So that's how you get your free returns. If you're buying a more expensive watch, it's just that maybe a couple extra minutes you have to do as far as calling up our customer service team, and they'll process the return for you. But no matter which way it is, it's always going to be free for you. Now, 202-270 for the two-tone. If you want that silver tone, this is the variation that I have. Of course, it's much more affordable, 202-273. Same exact watch, 39.5 millimeters, all silver tone now. So for some of you, perhaps a better bet because that monochromatic silver tone. Ladies, again, this is a watch that is for everyone. Because the size is a classic men's dress size, it's categorized as a men's dress watch. But being that it is 2015 and so many accessories tend to air on the larger size these days.
And girls these days can now do what they want to.
We can. You know, we can even vote, and I hear we're being paid the same. I know.
Wow.
Well, not here. I mean, I get paid the most, but still.
Well, that's true.
But this is the kind of watch that everyone can wear. Here it is on my 6-inch wrist. It's not too big at all. Again, we're going to show you watches in this show that'll be much larger than this. It's so slim. That's the beauty of a classic watch like this, especially for you gentlemen, as you might wear this with a cuffed shirt or sport coat to the office. It is so slim, it will wear even under French cuffs. I call this bracelet a daily wear bracelet because it's not all brushed and it's not all polished. So you've got the threading of mirror polishing down a predominantly brushed bracelet. And that just gives it a bit more versatility. I tend to think if something is all mirror polished, it's a bit flashy and therefore tends to look a bit dressier. You can see the fully functioning screws on the bezel, holding down that mirror polished bezel in place, and the 2 different shades of silver tone inside the dial. There's that customized closure, as Wiley pointed out, on the two-tone version. You can see the RW. It fits in perfectly to the bracelet. That's all custom. Everything about this watch is customized, including the logo decal on the case back. You can see sapphire crystal, 50 meters of water resistance, so a bit more generous than most traditional timepieces. And the price, $360. Normally, when this exact model airs on our shows, and I bought it when it aired on our shows for the price of $400. We've actually lowered it, and with the stress-free payments, you're at just $72 to get a near $1,100 Swiss-made watch home. This show is proving to many people out there, I would hope, that brands like Eterna and Raymond Weil, high-end Swiss-made brands, our prices are allowing maybe some of you who have never owned a Swiss-made watch to finally get your first. 202-273 for the silver tone Tango.
We happen to love Maurice Lacroix watches, and we have a fantastic relationship with them. When you're able to look at the Pontos collection and realize that you have an incredible value, because here is a almost $4,000 watch that you're able to get at a fraction of the price. Now, it has the ML112, which happens to be a modified Valjoux 7750. That's a 25 joule automatic within this all Swiss-made watch. This happens to be one of our best sellers. If you're unfamiliar with the brand, Maurice Lacroix has been building incredible luxury watches. And they happen to be able to do it at a price point that very few people are going to be able to touch. Now, they've been building watches since 1889, but in 1975, right as the quartz movement phase started to kick in and almost destroyed the Swiss watch world, Maurice Lacroix really put their heels in to continue designing, making, manufacturing, and perfecting the automatic movement. And in that tradition, they have continued with these great watches. Now, what you're seeing within this case is an all titanium structure. So when you pick up the watch, you're thinking it's going to be really heavy. It's not. The greatest weight within the watch is the modified Valjoux 7750. It's not the case. Now, the sapphire crystal does have a bit of weight because you have both sapphire on front and back. Look at that beautiful exhibition back. I'm going to hold that very still and let our robots move in very closely to see what they can see. Look at the Côte de Genève, that beautiful watchmaker's decoration, or Geneva waves, that looks so incredible. That is all hand done. And there is the beating heart of the watch. This is one of those moments that you will absolutely love. All of my automatics, when I wind them, there is just something about it. If I need a moment to relax or sit back and concentrate, looking into the movements of the watches is almost hypnotic. All the way to the very back structure where you see that the little swirls in the back, that's pearlage. It literally means pearl-like. And you're seeing that, which is all hand done.
I was just thinking about the fact that there are people out there that do all of this beautiful work by hand, and yet you and I at our job can't even hold our hands straight.
This is why I'm not a surgeon. Absolutely stunning. There is such a classic look to this watch. It is true understated elegance. You have a three-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, and a continuously operating small seconds subdial at the 9 o'clock. 2 additional subdials for the chronograph, as well as an additional sweep hand. Now, what looks like a crown guard right here, which is this arch, are which actually stylized pushers. And being able to hit that, there is such a fluidity. There is a, you notice with some cars, when you shut the doors, you can go, oh, that's quality. There is something about the pushers on some watches that you just go, oh, that'll be around a while. And one of the workhorses in the Swiss watch world is the Valjoux 7750, which is stunning. Start, stop, and reset right there. Notice that little bit of machining and knurling around the crown right there. That is, you don't have to wind this by hand, but you could. And you don't have to worry about overwinding an automatic watch because there's a clutch on the inside that stops you from overwinding. If you keep this on a watch winder, which, by the way, this doesn't come with a watch winder, but we do have them on our website, and I would encourage you, if you get an automatic watch from us, go ahead and pick up one of our ultra-discounted watch winders. You only have to go to one of the stores like Brookstone or even a higher-end store to realize they're very expensive.
Watch winders are very
Oh my
expensive.
goodness, yes. And you're going to love the fact that this watch is going to serve you for generations to come. And look how that looks on the wrist.
Now, titanium this is all titanium, and of course you've got it on a rubber strap. Titanium is one of the only materials in the world that is all hypoallergenic. It's also a non-corrosive material. So this is the kind of thing that, yes, it's got a great classic dress look to it, but this is the kind of horology here that is always going to withstand the test of time. And I mean time as far as the days passing. This is a piece that you will have forever, and with the movement inside, this is the kind of watch that could run even beyond your lifetime. Isn't that fascinating to think about?
Well, you know, as having children and eventually one day, hopefully grandchildren, all those other things, you want something that stands the test of time. You want a legacy. And sometimes when I pause and I hesitate buying a watch, I think, you know what, I'm passing these down to my kids.
Yeah.
Which is why I bought all those ladies' watches. Just letting you know that. And the pumps. But I want you to know that this, thank you, Magic Voice. This watch is one of those classic timepieces that you will not regret owning. In fact, if you did and you send it back, we're going to give you every penny back. But we want you to get these beautiful timepieces home because Maurice Lacroix, Eterna, those type of pieces are just pinnacle pieces. And in fact, the last watch I just bought was a Maurice Lacroix, and I have never been happier with a watch purchase.
All right, look at that. Only 1 hour into it, and he's already started mentioning his Maurice Lacroix watch from last week.
Hey, don't you mention your watches on the show?
I talk about myself all the time. I have to give you a hard time about it, too.
That's okay. You know I'm not sensitive. I don't have feelings. Anyway, the Eterna...
Stop crying. What did I tell you about that?
You are so bossy, and I find that very attractive. The Eterna Madison Mechanical. If you do not have a mechanical watch in your collection...
Turn off the TV right now. You
just
are not a real watch lover.
Don't say that. You know they will.
There goes our viewership.
No. Folks, this is an absolutely stunning timepiece because when you realize that this watch, by the simple movement of springs and gears and cogs, is keeping track of time. I mean, it's such an elegant look. This piece to me looks like it came right out of the 1920s, 1930s. It has almost an Art Deco quality about it. I love the texturing in the center part of that dial. I love it's almost like a burst that you have the hour markers. Now, it's a simple three-hand configuration. There's not even a date on here. They do not complicate this watch until you turn it over. Then you're going, I want to wear this watch backwards.
Yeah.
Because when you turn the watch over, and you see this, let's see if I can get a great shot of that, hopefully. There we are, right there. Let's see if they can come in even closer.
Look at all those ruby jewels.
Is that not gorgeous? Now, this watch does have to be wound. Look at that. Do you see that tiny, I mean, the tiniest of pieces within there that are within motion? Now, I can only rotate this so long because with the mechanical watch, it does not have a clutch built in. Which means once you feel resistance within turning this, which could be 20, 30 turns, you'll know, oh, it's time for me to stop.
And you don't want to ever force your mechanical.
No, not at all. And there's the beating heart right there. Notice the Geneva waves that we talked about earlier, those lines that you're seeing that are running up and down. Just by winding this watch, it becomes that timekeeper. And the fact that there are craftsmen, there are cabinetiers, who have put all of this together meticulously by hand. It is stunning that this keeps track of time, and you can wear this piece of art. Now, it has a dual push-button, single scissor deployant clasp. You're also going to love that this is not a Croco embossed leather. This is a genuine alligator strap. There is a durability within alligator that I think you're going to appreciate. That's also going to last for generations, years and years to come. And the fact that it has that deployant clasp on there, instead of having to run this through a buckle, the metal mechanism or the deployant is going to do the work. Notice there is very little stress on that strap whatsoever. Look at how that wears on the wrist. Can you see the curvature within that sapphire crystal? That's both sapphire, front and back, all Swiss made. That means at least 60% of the value, content, and quality of this watch has to be Swiss. The movement has to be Swiss. The movement has to be placed within this case in Switzerland, and the final inspection has to be in Switzerland for it to wear that emblazoned at the 6 o'clock position of Swiss made. You're going to love that this $6,495 watch is under $1,100. Can I just say that again? That is 80% off the retail value. I mean, where have you ever seen that? I mean, here's an Eterna at 80% off. That's incredible. Folks, do not let this get away from you. The watch is only $220 to get it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. And I think this looks so good. I mean, is this a style that your boyfriend would wear?
I absolutely love this style, and he does too. Just, you know, right now we're working with about half that budget.
That's okay. but if you did choose to do it, isn't it nice to know?
Stress-free payments.
Stress-free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the end of our first hour together. We've still got 2 more to go. As you can see, we really have something for everyone. Whether you're looking for a Swiss-made elegant style for the office, you want something fun for the weekend, or something that you can wear for all occasions, like this right here, we've got it. And every single item is on 5 interest-free payments. Those are stress-free monthly payments. So every single item you'll see, you'll actually be able to just put down 1/5 of that total discounted price, and we're still going to ship you your watch for free after that first payment. It's a pretty great way to shop, especially in the case I'm just talking about with this watch. We have a $6,500 watch for $1,100, and you don't even have to put $1,100 out right now. You could put out $220. How awesome is that? I love, love, love that. Anything you'd like to add?
Oh, keep an eye out for the bundles in the program, which is multiple items, like that one collection with the Neptune and the Abyssos. 2 watches, one of them all Swiss made, and a watch winder, and a waterproof 3-slot watch box, all for $299. Keep your eyes peeled because we're going to have other great values like that coming up just in a moment.
All right, we're going to jump into a preview and show you what's coming up in our second of 3 hours together. First things first, you know, I almost made this watch my pick.
Wow.
I know. 286-508. The name Masterpiece does not even do this Maurice Lacroix justice. Now, this is about a 42mm case. It's a bigger watch, ladies. You've got just under a full carat of diamonds on this watch. It's about 90 points in total. You've got a diamond encrusted and mother of pearl animated lunar phase complication. You've got the month, the day, and the calendar date, meaning you only have to set this watch once every 4 years. And it's on a genuine alligator strap. This thing is a hand-built work of art, truly. 286-508. Yes, it's a $17,000 watch, but today we'll save you nearly $14,000. And if maybe $7,000 is not in the budget, how about 50 bucks? Here is the Redline RPM. This is a 46mm case, all black and red. You have a Japanese chronograph quartz movement inside, 100 meters of water resistance, $10. Yes, just $10. We'll ship it to you for free. 125-558.
Right behind that.
Ooh, what will it be?
Well, actually, I like the Redline. I mean, that's a lot of watch for the money. And you'll find that we have several within the show that are going to hit just the right price point if you want to be able to. Oh, Sector.
This is cool. Oh my God, look at the stress-free payments. I take back that one Redline being the best value. This is a $5 payment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ordering anything else, anything at all, you need to put item number 279224 down on any page. $5 a month. I mean, would you even notice something like that? We've never aired Sector on our shows before.
Megan, one of my first watches in the collectible watch world was a Sector.
Oh,
and I
really?
still have it, and I've given it to my son. And I promise you, it was not $24.99.
That's so cool. You know, we've never aired this brand on our show before. I can't wait to see it live. And this is a great size for everyone because it's a 40mm.
And the watch, it's going to wear and appear a little bit smaller, but it really is. I mean, that's a great watch. So I can't wait to show that in a minute. I'm going to let you take a peek at it. But that is a good-looking
that's
watch.
So funny. Making you nostalgic, huh?
It is. Oh, I remember back when...
Before you were a watch expert?
That was right after the Louisiana Purchase.
Before we get to that Sector, we have to talk about our hot picks.
My hot pick is the Breitling Transocean. I love the Transocean collection. They're still available in stores right now. If you want to go to Breitling and drop $10,000, they'll be glad to hook you up. Now, if you get it from us, you will also get all the packaging, all the paperwork. It's brand new with all the tags. It's exactly what you would buy at the retail store, except for the price. And I think you're going to love the Transocean. Now, it's a 43mm case. It's all Swiss made, and the B19 movement, which is a 38 joule automatic, happens to have 42 hours of power reserve built into it. That's a sapphire crystal on the front. It has a screw down back, which is going to help to add to the water resistance to the watch. There are 450 parts to this watch. And there are more functions within this watch. If you come on in even closer so they can see that dial. In fact, as close as you want to get to it, because I want them to be able to see that the sub-dials, because there's 3 of those, actually 4 if you count the moon phase. The 3 at the 12, 6, and 9 o'clock position, each of them have dual hands because there are multiple complications within that structure. Folks, go ahead and consider this. We want you to think about this watch. $10,000, not with us. $5,599. That is an incredible value. One of the most beautiful bracelets in the watch world is the woven metal bracelet by Breitling. And I truly think it looks incredible. I want you to go ahead, ponder it, do some research. It's $1,120 to get it home, $5,599, which is half the retail price. 282721, Breitling Transocean.
My hot pick, also a high-end Swiss-made watch, albeit a slight bit more affordable, but no less stunning, being that I went with a diamond-encrusted Maurice Lacroix. As I talked about last hour, and for those of you who have ever caught this program before, you know this exact Maurice Lacroix is my very favorite ever presented by the brand. I am absolutely in love with this dial. I call this dial the sunset dial because that chocolate brown mother of pearl, it really does look like a sunset on the wrist. You can see the different shades of amber and gold that are picked up, some pops of bronze in there. It's so gorgeous, and being that mother of pearl is made in nature and no two dials ever look alike, each one of the watches in this variation will all look slightly different. I love when the light hits it and you see that rainbow going across. Framing your bezel are 40 individual diamonds. Those are 4-pronged jeweler set. You can see those are very big stones in that bezel, ladies. This is not a diamond accented watch. You have a near ½ carat there. Inside your Swiss-made watch is a Swiss-made ETA movement. You can see your chronograph gives you accuracy down to 1/10 of a second. You've got great lume on this watch, so you can tell the time after dark. It's Maurice Lacroix's sport luxury style for the ladies. I also love this watch the most out of Maurice Lacroix because other than that masterpiece we saw in the preview, most of the Maurice Lacroix watches for women can be quite small. At 39 millimeters, the Miros has a nice presentation on the wrist without being bulky, tall, or heavy. It's got enough pop to where it still has a bit of personality and presentation, but is elegant enough to be worn every single day, even in the dressiest of occasions. 260-247, $200 down for a $3,700 retail price.
Megan, you're going to need security around you.
I know.
Because this watch is ultra high-end, stunning. You're not seeing a misprint on the screen. The list price is just under $17,000. That is the quality and construction of a Maurice Lacroix watch from the Masterpiece Collection. Absolutely gorgeous.
Masterpiece Collection is Maurice Lacroix's highest end collection in the entire brand. All Masterpiece watches are completely done by hand. So every single stone on this watch, all of the decoration that I will show you inside the in-house built movement has all been done by hand. Now, I believe, Wiley, you were talking about last hour when we were talking about Eterna. Eterna created the watch movement brand or watch movement company ETA. A couple of years ago, ETA was purchased by the Swatch Group. So now, rather than other movement companies or other watch companies being able to buy movements from ETA, a lot of brands have either turned to other companies or they have gone in-house to build their own watch movements. And that's what Maurice Lacroix does. Maurice Lacroix actually builds their own in-house movements. I want you to see that. This is a 26 jewel movement that has been adjusted to 4 positions for a higher degree of accuracy. Right up there underneath the word masterpiece, you can see your escapement and balance wheel. That's known as the heartbeat to your watch. All of that beautiful decoration that you can see back there is called pearlage decoration or pearl-like, and that is all done by hand. In fact, even the subtle accenting done on the rotor, all of that done by hand. This is a Swiss-made watch in a 41 millimeter case, 41.5 millimeters to be exact. Your dial itself is a multi-level dial made up of pieces of genuine mother of pearl, which if you start on the outer edge here, you'll see that is genuine mother of pearl and real diamonds set as your hour markers, going into more pieces of brushed silver tone on the center chapter. Looking down here at this slight little, almost like a pink bridge, that's mother of pearl with diamonds set into it. You can see a little decoration on the center portion right there. This is a lunar phase complication. This, when set once, will be able to give you the lunar cycle for every month. You can see here, if this was accurate, we'd be coming up on a full moon, which actually we are, in calendar-wise, coming up on a full moon in just a few days from now. So this might actually be accurate. Your movement inside also breaks out your calendar. You'll notice there's an additional hand. In a shot that I'm showing you here, that little hand is pointing to a 9, and that is your calendar date. So you've got a little date wheel over here. You'll notice the 2 windows up there give you the day of the week and the month. You set this one time, and you don't have to change it until a leap year, because this will recognize the day, the month, and the calendar date every single month. Pairing that with the true moon phase application and a carat of diamonds, you're at 90 points here. So you're just a few points away from a full carat of diamonds. You can start to understand why this is a $17,000 watch. Even your crown has diamonds on it. You've got a beautiful hand-stitched alligator strap with a custom push-button single-fold clasp. What's nice about this clasp is as you adjust it to your wrist size, and you can see here you could have under a 6-inch wrist or up to over an 8-inch wrist. As you size it, the crocodile strap will go underneath the closure. That way, as you wear this watch and buckle it and unbuckle it every single day, it will preserve the life of your strap. And adding a nice little twist of femininity, notice how the underside is also alligator, but done in a soft pink to match the pink mother of pearl inside the dial. Yes, of course, this is not for everyone, but here's a perfect example of how you can buy a $17,000 hand-built true masterpiece and save $13,000. And even better are the payments. Of course, we have a very limited quantity of these because they're not for everyone. But if you've always dreamed of owning a true work of art, if you want something that more than a watch is also a commodity, guaranteeing the fact that you've invested in diamonds here, if you can put down 1/10 of that retail price on any major credit card, we are going to ship you this watch for free. 286-508, the Maurice Lacroix Masterpiece.
Just look that up on one of the most popular watch websites. $4,999 for that previous watch.
And that's a great deal. But as always, we guarantee you will not find the price for less anywhere else. That is a guarantee.
And they charged $8 for shipping.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to charge you $5.
Oh, they need $8?
Yeah, they're going to charge you $5,000. We're charging $3,000 and something. They're charging $5,000. They're charging you for shipping. Always shop with confidence here at Swiss Watch International's World of Watches. And one of the brands that we happen to love and bring you with great joy is Breitling. The Breitling Chronomat series, and this is the 41mm version, is gorgeous. Now realize you're going to get all the original packaging. When you buy a watch from us, you're getting everything. It's not just the watch in, a baggie.
No, no.
We don't have a guy in the parking lot, on the trunk
Giving
of his
you the
car.
plastic Ziplocs?
Yes. Yeah, you're going to appreciate the fact that when you get our packaging home and you get all the stuffing out of there, you're going to find all the original Breitling packaging. And we think it looks great. I want you to take just a moment and realize, okay, this, the highest end watch to the lowest end watch at Breitling all get these beautiful cases. And these are great travel cases, by the way, because a lot of times when you have watch boxes, what do you do with them once you take the watch out? They go up on a shelf somewhere. Not so with these. This is one that you're going to love to be able to travel with, and it's going to make you happy. Now, let's take a peek at what you get with the Breitling Chronomat 41. Of course, it's a 41mm case. That bezel that you're looking at, how do they make it look so much like gold?
Oh, gee, I wonder.
Because it's solid 18-karat gold. The bezel on this watch has that kind of reflection and that look and that weight to it because it is solid gold. All that you're seeing on there is solid gold. Believe it or not, it is a unirotating bezel, so you're going to appreciate that. If you do have aspirations to go out in the water with the watch, we would ask that you just change out the strap. Go ahead and order a rubber strap or possibly even a metal strap for that, but don't take that leather out there in the water. The watch has the Breitling B01 movement in it. That's a 47 joule automatic with, get this, 70 hours of power reserve. Maybe you have several watches that you really, really like, but one of the things that bothers you is if you have an automatic and you don't have a watch winder, or if you're traveling and you don't want to take the watch winder with you, you hate within 24, 36 hours, the watch is stopped. Not with this movement. This is an incredible movement by Breitling, and that 70 hours of power reserve is going to give you that measure of confidence that this is a great travel companion. This is one of my favorite variations.
It's one of my favorites too, actually. It's funny that you say that.
I think there is, well, you hate to say understated.
Yeah, because it's solid gold.
Well, we do have another version of this that has the diamonds and the mother of pearl.
I do love that one.
And that is a stunning watch, but that is not going to fly under the radar. Now, if you'll notice, I am unscrewing the pushers because to add to the level of water resistance of the watch, the pushers happen to be screw down, as is the crown. Simply hitting that pusher at the 2 o'clock position is going to be our start for the chronograph, our stop, and our reset. Now, you notice that it is a 3-hand configuration plus a small seconds at the 9 o'clock, which is a continuously operating sweep hand. You have 2 additional sub-dials for the chronograph, as well as a locked into place sweep hand that's waiting for you to hit those pushers. You'll love the stylized crown on the watch, as well as the beautiful 18-karat gold throughout. The leather strap is padded and it is generous. Oh, come on back to that live shot just for a sec before I slip it on. I wanted them just to see the thickness of this strap and realize that you are getting top quality all the way around. That's why this watch is $10,000. Let me slip it on the wrist and you can tell me what you think of how it looks appearance-wise. Now, let me just clear that up. It's a $10,000 watch, no doubt about it. Go to Breitling right now. Tell them you want a Chronomat 41 with the genuine crocodile strap and the 18-karat gold bezel, and see what the price is. It's going to be between $10,000 and $11,000. The WOW price of $8,300 is pretty good. But look at this right here. Below dealer cost, $4,999. I expect these to sell out. Magic Voice, how many of these do we have? There can't be many. Wow. What we're getting right now is, at this moment, there is still, there's still 5 of these left. So if you act now, that's, good heavens, for the entire world, we have 5 that are at half price. Do not pay retail for a watch. Don't, not as long as we're here. $1,000 gets it home. I realize that's a lot of money, but we're going to float you the other $4,000 over the period of time and charge you no interest. This is absolutely incredible. $1,000 gets it home, 5 stress-free interest-free payments, $49.99, and you can have a Breitling Chronomat. This is a pinnacle piece. This is a crown jewel in your watch collection. It's a watch that you can wear every day, or it may be just your dress watch. It's designed for a lifetime. The Breitling Chronomat 41 automatic with genuine crocodile strap can be yours. Just go ahead and give us a call, 286601. Remember, there's only 5. I would rather you order it and send it back than let it get away from you. Coming up right behind that is a watch we have never aired before. It happens to be one of my favorite brands. Sector was one of the first watches I ever owned that was a real watch.
That's so interesting, too. When did you hear about Sector?
It was because of a liquidation of watches, and they happened to have had several, like, I recognize the Timex and the Seiko and so forth, and that didn't push my button. But here was this stunning sport watch that they had, and I bought it. I still have the watch. It's probably 15, maybe even 20 years old now. And
you already gave one to, you said you gave
one to
your son?
And I gave it to my son because
I
wanted him to have that same passion for watches, and that watch really does do it. The Expander 90 chronograph is going to wear like a very small watch. I know that we have this listed as 40 millimeters, and it indeed is, but it looks and feels smaller. This is a watch that either a gentleman or a lady can wear. It only weighs 40 grams. That is going to float off of your wrist. Now, I'm going to put this on first, but you need to see it on a lady's wrist as well. This is one of those watches that you can purchase for either a gentleman or a lady. It's going to wear incredibly comfortably, and you're going to love that nylon strap. I know that it's one of those unique straps that you like in the watch world because it's comfortable, and it's easy to wear, and it's easy to maintain. Anything that's dishwasher safe makes me happy. Not that you want to put your whole watch in there, but I'm saying if you had to throw the strap. Okay, look at that. Doesn't that look good?
I like the vintage sort of military look to it as well. I really like the pop of bright red on that bezel there. You can see the pops inside the dial. What's interesting, if we could get a closer shot or come in a little closer on the hands, you'll notice that the hands, the hour hand and the minute hand are very different. And the hour hand actually looks like a Mercedes-style diver hand. Do you see that?
I sure do.
Kind of interesting there.
And you'll notice it's a 3-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, and you have a continuously operating sweep hand at the 2 o'clock position. You have 2 additional sub-dials for your chronograph, and simply hitting that pusher at the 2 o'clock is going to start it. You'll notice that sweep hand go into motion, start, stop, and then there is our reset. You can watch that spin around to go back to the 12 o'clock position. Now, you notice I can't rotate it that way because it is a uni-rotating bezel. That is certainly going to be helpful if you want to take that out in the water. The watch is of polycarbonate, which is going to be a very lightweight material, which is going to add to that light weight of only 40 grams, and that nylon strap. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let Megan just take a peek at this. It's going to take just a second for her to throw this on, because you need to see that this, there's a lot of adventuresome ladies out there who would appreciate a watch of this quality.
Absolutely. You know what's great about it is it's so lightweight, but you also get 100 meters of water resistance. So this is the kind of watch that you would wear to the gym, riding your bike, going to the beach, the pool. It really is, as you call them, your adventure watches, but they truly are. Now, I have a smaller wrist, of course, than Wiley, so I want you to see something. For those of you out there who are maybe concerned about getting a nylon strap on your wrist, nylon straps are lighter in weight, so they can sort of loosen up as you wear the watch. So I'm buckling this down, just traditional.
And it's very breathable.
Oh, thank God. This is the kind of watch I would wear to the gym. Tuck the strap under both tangs, right? I'm keeping it under both keepers there. Then you pull it down, and then what I'm doing, since my wrist size is smaller, I'm actually going to tuck the strap back over and under that first ring right there. That way, it locks securely in place. We've seen this with Luminox watches too. Once you do that and you pull down, not only will the tongue of the strap not stick up, which drives me crazy, but the watch will actually be so secure to your wrist. 279-224. This is a really fun watch to get maybe as a watch for your son or your daughter for their first nice watch. I mean, you're giving them a $125 watch, but you're only spending $25.
I think folks need to realize, somebody asked me once, how do you do watches at this price point? Understand that just like automobiles or designers in clothing, new watches, new styles come out. And when there are allotments that could be left over, that may be a year or two, brand new watches, but maybe are not in the stores yet, well, you can't put them out in the department stores because the new collection has come out. We have such a collection, not just of the high ends, but really of all prices, and they're brand new. We're just able to get them at a price that no one else can touch. That's why you're getting a $125 watch
For 25 bucks?
or $5
We'll
to
just
get
drop
it home.
that first number off. Isn't that great? Now let's talk about a Swiss-made watch. Now this is not the Los Originales. This is not a Spanish watch from Rotary. It's actually L'Original. So there's a typo there. You see what you can do? Yeah, one typo, you're in a completely different country.
Pick a continent. Just pick a continent. The most popular watch brand in we are in South Florida.
That's true.
This is the most popular watch brand in all of Great Britain. You heard me say this earlier. It also happens to be the style of watch that Sherlock Holmes wears
That's
on
right.
Sherlock by Benedict Cumberbatch.
You got that.
So that should be, at least get a few cells on that.
Because my God, have you seen how handsome he is?
I make no comment.
But he's a good-looking man.
I love the fact that this is two-tone, and you have sold the
I
merits
do
of
too.
this over and over again. If you maybe you're looking for, maybe you only have one watch. You only want one watch for your collection. May I suggest an $1,100 watch? But
Oh,
don't.
that's it?
Well, no, but you're going to pay that.
No, of course
not.
not.
With us. You're going to get that $1,100 watch almost 90% off. $159. For that $159 price point, you're going to get an all Swiss-made watch. You're going to get it in that great two-tone, which is going to go with everything. Do I get the silver watch? Do I get the gold watch? What do I... Okay, how about one that's going to have the best of both worlds? This is also a watch that you'll never, ever, ever, ever have to buy a battery. Because, you know, for $159, surely that's a quartz movement on the inside, right?
No.
Wrong. Take a look. Because you're going to be able to see the beating heart of that watch right there.
So you're saying this is a Swiss-made automatic for 160 bucks?
You'll notice it's not just at the 6 o'clock position, but right here on the back of the case, it's letting you know as you look through that great exhibition back, and you see that kind of satin finish on the rotor. The simple motion of your wrist is going to wind this watch. It's going to run somewhere between 4 and 6 kilohertz. It's going to be accurate to within 10 to 15 seconds per day, which is standard for an automatic watch. You'll never, ever have to buy a battery. The simple motion of your wrist will wind it, or you can wind it through the crown. This is a watch that is in the old school way of watchmaking, and that is the simple motion of that balance wheel, the spring that's holding the power on the inside, and all those gears and levers are keeping track of time, not just well, but beautifully. You have a dual push button, single scissor deployment, which is going to make the watch easy to go on and off the wrist. And this is a watch that could easily, boy, I'm going to get hit for this one, could be in the styles of some Michael Kors watches that a lady could wear.
Absolutely. Well, the size-wise, but you
Is
know what I was
perfect.
thinking? The look of this watch, I thought you were going to say like a Swiss-made, like a Rolex or an Omega or something.
Well, that's true. The style that is within that bracelet, as well as the configuration of the dial, is very much in a style that Rolex has used in the past, as well as Omega. But this is a watch that if you want to go very trendy, that you might find a similar style in some of the Michael Kors watches. But you're getting it in rotary, all Swiss made. Now, if you were to get this, they don't even make, to my knowledge, a Swiss-made Michael Kors yet. They might in the future, but not at this price point. No way. Is that not beautiful? Now, I'm going to slip this over to you just for a moment because I want folks to see that this watch in this size is perfect for both a gentleman and a lady. And I think you're going to find that it becomes very feminine the moment you put it on.
I love a two-tone watch. As I said earlier, I think that when you have a two-tone watch, it gives you maximum versatility. It will go with all of your jewelry. And yeah, the size on it, while it does have a larger look because of the mirror-polished gold-tone bezel and the gold-tone sunray dial, it does fit very, very well. In fact, it almost fits smaller than a 40 millimeter and then looks larger because of all that gold. It's comfortable. It's a taller case overall because you've got that 21 jewel automatic Swiss-made movement inside. Rotary always gives you a sapphire crystal when it's a Swiss-made watch. So you've got that, and you've got 70 meters of water resistance. That's what it means when Rotary says waterproof. If you ever have a Rotary watch and it says waterproof, 70 meters. 263-497. Not $1,100, even though this Le Original should be, because it is a Swiss-made watch with an automatic. But for you, $32 gets it home. 263-497.
We are at the halfway point in the show. If you've just joined us, there's still an hour and a half left of the program. You're watching the best 3 hours in watches, and you still have half to go. So please stick around because we have some great things coming up. But right now, if you're wondering what in the world are other people buying, well, we want to give you the top 10, kind of give you an idea of what other folks out there have been buying, and maybe we still have some left so that you can get in on these great deals and see what's popular out there.
I'm actually kind of hoping that the bestseller is the Swiss Legend Automatic Neptune and Swiss-made Abisos bundle.
That is such an incredible deal. To get 2 watches, a watch winder, and a 3-slot watch box, all for the price of a discounted Abisos.
All right, let's see if the people have spoken. The number 10 bestseller is...
What I'm wearing on my wrist right now, the Ritmo Mundo puzzle. Now, what you can wonder, okay, what do I have to do? I need a sundial for this? No. This incredible watch, simply by sliding the cover over the dial, you're able to tell the time. Outside of that, you have the great Roman numerals, which is an homage to timekeeping from the Romans. You're going to love this watch. It is incredibly comfortable on the wrist. It is a conversation piece, and it's $5,000, but not with us. $749.99 to get this incredible, unique timepiece home. Those of you who've seen it or wanted one, well, now we have them, and we have it not just in this color, we also have it, what color would you call that? Is that kind of a...
That's blue ionic plating.
It looks incredible. That's number 10. Let's show you what's number 9, a completely different price point, but a fantastic watch is the Redline Cruiser chronograph.
Okay, this is a really cool watch. You know, this watch has been around for a few years here at World of Watches TV from Redline. Few surprises with this watch. It measures at 45 millimeters, but you will swear every single day it's a 47. We have measured it. It is a tried and true optical illusion. It also features BGW9. Of our own company brands here, this was the very first watch to ever use BGW9 Superluminova. So all of those hour markers and hands actually glow cobalt blue when the lights are off. $60 is your price for an old favorite around here. You've got the pops of red and black. 148874. Oh, and I should mention that that's a solid end link bracelet.
That is a lot of watch for the money right there. Speaking of a lot of watch for the money, it's a very lightweight watch. The Sector Expander 90 chronograph, only 40 grams in weight. The polycarbonate case on there also makes it ultra lightweight. It is a very comfortable watch. It's an adventurer's watch for either a gentleman or a lady. And the fact that you are getting that for only $24.99 is a steal. Let me just stress this to you. If you're unsure about it, only $5 on your credit card gets it home. We'll pay for shipping. And if you don't like it, send it back. We'll give you back every penny. We'll pay for shipping. You always shop with confidence with us.
Coming in at number 7, another watch from the Le Original collection. Another Swiss-made watch, this time with a Swiss-made Rondo 5030D quartz chronograph movement inside. This is a Swiss-made watch for $95. Yes, we know it's crazy too. We have an incredible relationship with Rotary, and that's why the $750 Swiss-made watch, in a lot of ways, that's an understated price already, is $95. Even better with the stress-free payments, you're under $20 to get home a Swiss-made watch in a 42 millimeter. 263502. And that's a sapphire crystal, because again, all Swiss-made rotaries feature sapphire crystals.
Doesn't it look a little bit like a Luminox?
Yeah.
I mean, but you would not get a Luminox for that price point.
Absolutely not.
Look what's up
One
there.
of those bundles.
Oh, this is a different color combination.
Yes, we haven't even aired this one
Folks,
yet.
we haven't had a chance to show this to you live on the air. We did show another combination earlier. This is the Neptune as well as the Abyssos, both watches, both of them, and the 3-slot watch box and a watch winder for $299.99. Only $60 gets the whole thing home. With the holidays coming up, if you want to blow somebody out of the water, no pun intended, then you have to get these two great water-based watches because they are phenomenal. And it is the time to order this. Gives you a chance to get it home, look at it, and if you do need to stretch the payment out, you know, just a little bit after Christmas or the holidays, it's all going to be paid for because it's only $60. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. Congratulations to all of you who've picked that up. And look at what's next. One of my favorite watches, and you will not be disappointed.
Look at you with the
The
top
Breitling
pick.
Transocean automatic chronograph. Of course, this watch contains 450 pieces. Can you imagine somebody by hand putting together 450
Not even
pieces?
close.
It's a complete calendar adjusted once every leap year. That's how phenomenal that watch is. It's 43 millimeter case, 42 hours of power reserve. The B19, which is a 38 jewel automatic, is in that beautiful watch, and it's sapphire crystal. One of the most beautiful bracelets in the watch world with that woven metal bracelet, and all of it at almost half the price that you'd normally pay. Do not hesitate. There's only a handful of these. 282721 Breitling Transocean.
And the 34 millimeter Eterna Artena. Ladies, a classic Swiss-made style for us. You have a beautiful silver tone textured dial with a 3-hand. You have an in-house built Eterna 3-hand quartz Swiss-made movement. A slimline concave case design, all done in mirror polished silver tone, and a black croco embossed genuine leather strap. A classic sophisticated style at nearly a throwaway price. $38 down, and this is a Swiss-made watch from the makers of the ETA movement. 243654.
This is like an all-rotary show.
I know.
We should have some of the Rotary people on here. I don't mean people from Rotary. I mean Rotary as in the company.
We used to.
We can do that again. And they would certainly be delighted to be here because they know that folks are going to get excited about their product. The most popular brand in all of Great Britain is brought to you at a fraction of the price. It's a $395 watch only for $49.99. $10 gets it home. And this is an absolutely stunning addition in this chronograph version. Congratulations to all of you who've picked it up. You've got a great timepiece coming home to you. And right behind that, no surprises here.
I knew it. This is an incredible deal, and I'm so glad you guys are taking advantage of this. You get the 52mm Neptune in the automatic. It's got the silver tone and black color combination there. That's the Val Swiss 525 automatic movement. Comes packaged in a watch winder. Pairing with that is the 48mm Abisos 2.0. That's a Swiss-made watch with the STP 1-11 three-hand automatic movement. That not only comes in its own customized packaging, but is a 1,000-meter water-resistant timepiece. Both watches together for the total price of $300. Every other weekend on the show, the Abisos by itself airs for $299. Now we are practically throwing in the automatic Neptune for free. 287-016. No surprise, this might not be the #1 seller, but I'm feeling pretty good about it being #2 because the #1 seller is another incredible steal.
One of my favorite watches. It really, really is. And that's saying a lot because we get a chance to see a lot of different watches. The Eterna Artina, which is either a gentleman or a lady's configuration designed for a gentleman, but certainly a lady could wear this, is one of the watches that you have to consider. It is all Swiss made. The fact that this has the Eterna ETA 955 movement on the inside, look at that. That's a sapphire crystal, and the watch is only 8.5 millimeters thick. So when you realize that there is a movement inside of there is a battery inside of there is the thickness of the case back, and there is a dial with hands, three-hand configuration, and there is space between that crystal, the dial, and the movement, and it all fits in there. That is Swiss craftsmanship and precision at its best. You could buy a very pedestrian, everyday, blend-in, run-of-the-mill watch for $299 in the department stores. From us, you can get a $1,100 watch for $219.99. I'm going to show you with the easy dual push button, dual scissor deployant, how easy it is to put. Look how much bracelet there is here. You got somebody big in your world that's maybe just been working out? Well, then we've got the watch for him because the watch is going to go over the hand easily and it's going to fit a very large wrist. Yet it'll fit Megan's 6-inch wrist and my 6 3/4-inch wrist very, very well. If you catch just the right angle with the light, you'll see that gorgeous light yellow gold color within those hands on the watch. The rest of the watch is all gorgeous shades of silver, and the outer chapter ring of the dial happens to have the Roman numerals that look so classic and elegant. You know what? I think I've got to order one of these watches now.
Yeah, the deal is incredible. I mean, for $44 down, think about how many watches we've shown you in that $200 to $300 price that were not Swiss made and did not have in-house movements inside. It's kind of crazy.
This is one of those pinnacle pieces that you can get at a pedestrian price. It's going to be very comfortable, very easy to purchase this watch. In fact, I want to encourage you, since this is the #1 seller right now, and there's still only a handful of these left, go ahead and put that $44 down. Let us pay for shipping and get it home to you. You have 30 days to look at the watch. If you change your mind, we will pay for the watch to come back to us, and we'll give you every penny back. Because, you know, some places actually do charge a fee. You know, like a restock fee.
Yeah, of course.
Or the, you know, not with us.
There's never a fee. If you don't like something, that is okay. We understand. We want you to be happy.
And there's something that just very tactile about a watch that you have to touch. I mean, we can show you and demonstrate the weight of the watch, the feel of the watch, but it really takes you to get it home. Now, it's a lightweight watch, even though it is solid links all the way around, but it is designed to be that everyday watch or just your dress watch, incredibly comfortable, and I promise you're going to love it. 271625. You shop with confidence with us, and we want you to have the very best. And here is Swiss luxury for only $44 to get it home. Now we move into something just that's a whole lot of fun. Take a peek at this. See if this is one of those watches that you want for your collection. You know, I remember getting this first time in hand and then thinking, how in the world am I going to tell? Do I have to see through the little tiny window that's on here? Take a look at the watch. As we come into the live shot and you're able to see all of those great puzzle pieces. You know, this is like that child's toy. That,
it reminds me of that, where you move them all around.
Yep, there's like a picture of a tiger and you've got to move them all around. This is a very stylized piece, gorgeous all the way around in its construction. I love it because it is original. It doesn't look like anybody else's watch. And protecting the dial happens to be this great stylized puzzle piece with the homage to really ancient timekeeping. You know, the Romans helped divide up time for us in our timekeeping. And here with the Roman numerals, you're able to see the watch in its configuration that's going to be so incredibly comfortable. Take a peek.
That's so interesting. So you just very easily slide it?
Oh yes, well it's designed not to slide open on you, so you do have to apply just a little bit of pressure, but once, I mean, it locks in, and it's not going to come open on you. So just a little bit of a slide right there allows you to take a peek, and you're able to see the time under that. Look at that. It is such an elegant timepiece. Now, you'll also notice that this is an automatic. This isn't just a novelty watch. There is so much construction that has gone on that is high quality within that watch. Of course, you have a sapphire crystal, water resistant to 50 meters, and of course with Ritmo Mundo, which again, we've talked about this. This is one of those watches that has really made a name for itself out there in the watch world. And it has shown up in pop culture on more than one occasion. The watch is all Swiss made. You're going to appreciate that.
Do you see right there the numbered limited edition?
It sure is. I was trying to get that in just the right light.
Only 100 of them were made per color combination.
Okay, most limited edition pieces are 500, 1,000, maybe, you know, like if they're doing a year like 1940, it's going to be 1,940 pieces. There are only 100 of these for the entire planet.
You know what else you've got inside? The ETA 2824 automatic movement, Swiss made.
Is that just not incredible to you that they have put so much value within this watch? I don't know where else you're going to find a limited edition piece of only 100. That means only 99 other people in the world have the watch.
Now, the other thing that some of you guys might be noticing is a bit different is the placement of the crown. Because this is a more creative timepiece, it deserves a left-handed configuration because, as many of you who are lefties like me know, we're a little bit different.
Oh, yeah.
So this watch is a lefty, which means the movement inside is upside down and backwards. And that's why it's on the other side of the watch. Isn't that cool?
I just love the fact, I'm wearing this watch. This is what I chose to wear on the program. Here's the other color configuration that we'll show you a bit later. But we want you to be able to see that it comes in other styles and colors. And this is the one that we're airing at the moment, so you can go ahead and take a peek. I mean, you can still order this one. Just go to the website or let them know if you give a call that you want the blue version of the watch and the blue ionic plating. And you can see just how, you know, easy it is to slide that and to be able to see. That looks great. I mean, that just looks great. Is this a style that your boyfriend would wear?
It's a little wild for him, actually.
Is he a bit more conservative?
He's a little bit more conservative, but this next one I like even better.
I wouldn't picture you having somebody remotely conservative.
I know. Well, opposites attract.
I see like an inmate, like you would be dating, you know.
That's really sweet. Well, yes, we do write letters to each other all the time.
He's soon to be out. We can't wait for. Oh my goodness.
The ankle bracelet doesn't really get in the way like you think it does.
You know how well I know, but this
But this variation of the Ritmo Mundo. Speaking of enigmas,
I really look at that.
I'm digging this one. Would you just keep these sort of Roman numerals any which way you wanted them to be? There's no real pattern to them, right? You could just sort of. That would be something fun to have if you were like bored at work or in a meeting or something.
Well, actually, they are the 12, 3, 6. And 9, and the goal is that, you know, if you're very clever,
to line them up,
you can move them into the correct positions. Because yes, they are actually movable, and it's just part of the funness of this watch. It's not like everybody else's, and a simple slide reveals the time. And even though it's a sapphire crystal, you have this great protection that is over it. The watch is thick. Do not think for a second that you're getting a tiny timepiece. It, of course, is an automatic movement within there. And you're going to love the fact that there's only 99 other people in the world that happen to have this timepiece.
Now, you know, I've been noticing this watch on your wrist, and it's a big watch overall, and it is a block of stainless steel because it's a perfect square. But it's so curved, and with the integrated rubber strap. Did you notice the texturing on the strap matches the design of the puzzle?
Yes, you want to slide it. I mean, if you look at that, I mean, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. That's not a big wrist out there, people. Yet because of the way this custom strap just literally flows right down the side of the watch, if you had a much larger wrist, it would be expanded out. It straps down to my wrist very, very well. And I have not thought this to be too heavy or too uncomfortable at all. A simple flick of that right there is going to reveal the time. And it's going to drive everybody else crazy because if you never open this in front of them, all you have to do is just slide it a little bit and tell them the time. They're going to be baffled. I think the watch is not just a novelty. It's a creative piece of art that is as much a design statement as it is a timepiece. $5,500 is the retail price. You're not going to pay that with us. The $14.99 is about the right price if you're going to get it at a bargain. $749 is a steal. $150, that's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments, is a great, great opportunity to get a high-end, custom, limited edition timepiece at a fraction of the cost, and we pay for shipping. Let's head down to the ocean depths. Let's look at something that's, I think, the best value in the program.
Now, this was the #2 seller. This was the exact variation we already aired last hour, but because it's such a popular seller, we want you guys to be able to get a chance to see it. And I know we have other variations, but they might be airing later on in the show. Oh, we'll have them up after this, actually. Okay, cool.
This is going to give you a chance to see the #1, I think, in my opinion, the #1 seller.
Is this color combo?
Well, both of them, really. It's the
But
whole
this
bundle.
all black one with the
I'm
orange.
just kind of disturbed that I bought 2 watch winders from us, and now we're giving them away to customers.
That's
work
right.
here.
The packaging for the 52mm automatic Neptune is the automatic watch winder. And it works for both these automatics and any other automatic that you have.
I host a TV program, and I had to buy the watch winders. Don't you think they should give me watch winders?
Absolutely,
because
they should.
Everybody that's calling in that calls this number, they get them for free.
I know.
Folks, it is. I cannot just emphasize enough the value.
How poorly treated we are around here.
I'm going to my trailer. Literally, that's what I live in now. There's a trailer. Sad, really. But the Swiss legend of Bezos is, okay, you're getting a Swiss-made watch. You are getting a watch that is tested to 1,000 meters. You know, you have the STP-111 movement in the inside, which is similar to the ETA 2824-2 movement. For those of you in the watch world, you're going to appreciate the reliability and durability of that. Now, the watch is big. Realize it is 19 millimeters thick, but when you see it on the wrist, it lays and plays on the wrist very, very, very well. Now, I'm going to let you show the Neptune because you actually have the ladies' version that may not be part of the specials right now, but they can still get an idea of size.
Absolutely,
as well as go ahead and throw that on your order if you're getting this because you're saving so much money. I'm going to put this on my wrist. We'll come back to it in just a moment. Megan is going to show you the other watch. You don't have to choose between these two. If you're just joining us, you're getting both of these watches.
And what's great is because these are both Swiss legends, you're getting Sapphitech crystals. So both the crystal on the Neptune and on the Bezos come with 10-year warranties. And both watch movements come with 5-year warranties. This is the Val Swiss 525 automatic movement. That's a 21-jewel automatic movement. It's a 3-hand with the expanded date window. This all blacked out, and then the silver tone for that bezel insert. This is a very comfortable Neptune. I'm wearing the 44mm, but the only size that automatics come in is the 52. So if you want the automatic, you've got to go for the full size. In this case, though, you don't even have to decide. You're getting it for free. And because they'll both come packaged separately, you could keep one and give one as a gift.
Megan, what if somebody said to you, okay, I've seen like Invictas that are like 52 millimeters, and those seem so big, this is going to be too big for me. What would you tell them if they said that?
Well, a Neptune like this, or any watch, Invicta's or Michael Kors, watches that are oversized, if you try them on, it's all about the construction of the case. And in this case, because you've got this curved case and cradle, it will follow the shape of your wrist. Now, I'm wearing a 44 millimeter. That's my preferred size preference for the Neptunes. But you can see even with the full size, the way it follows the wrist. So it's all about the construction. Same with the watch you're wearing. It's a 19 millimeter thick watch, but because, and you'll see in 1 second on Wiley's wrist, because the watch is so curved and you've got the integrated strap, that fits very well too.
Look at that.
It can seem daunting, but it's very, very doable.
This is not set up high on my wrist at all. I mean, I realize it's a little high here, but the other part of the case just nestles onto the wrist so well that you don't think, oh wow, you're wearing a meteorite on your wrist. That is huge. No. Even though this is a larger watch, or whether you're dealing with the Neptune, these watches are great fits all the way around. And you don't have to choose between the two. You're getting both of them. You're also getting a 3-slot watch box as well as a watch winder for the automatic watch. You're getting all of that for $299.99. Only $60 gets it home. But maybe you're thinking, okay, those are nice, but do I have other choices? Of course you do. Take a peek at these guys. I'm going to go ahead. Megan, would you be so good as to, I'll let you take the Neptune since you did, since you've got a Neptune on, and I will show you both of these in another color variety. Which one do you like better?
Of these two, I would say that I do like, it's funny because I like the other Neptune that had the black and silver tone, but I like the two-tone look of this Abisos, so I really can't choose.
I think I like this collection better. I just do. There is just something about it that just stands out. I like this, you know my preference on the Abisos. That splash of color in there just says dive. I mean, when we come in even closer, you're going to see that it's a bright splash of yellow, which is in nautical yellow, and it really is, I just think it looks great. 1,000 meters of water resistance, 19 millimeters thick. It's a heavy watch. You get a 5-year warranty on the movement and a 10-year warranty on the crystal. That is how confident we are of the Safetec crystal, that we put it on a watch rated to 1,000 meters of water resistance. You're not going to be able to go down 1,000 meters unless you're in a submarine, because the human body can't stand that, but the watch can. That's the construction that you're dealing with and the reliability. Both of these collections are available not just with the 2 watches that you get, but also that 3-slot watch box that's watertight, as well as the watch winder. I think it is stunning all the way around, and if you haven't had a chance to pick one of these up, I hope you do. You will not regret it. They're within our, I guarantee you that both of these collections will be within our top 10 sellers. Don't let them sell out. And for heaven's sakes, go ahead and get a watch box for free instead of having to pay for it like I did. So, I'm not upset, really. Folks, go ahead and place that order, 287015 for the Swiss Legend, Abisos, and Neptune. Redline. Redline loves to take it to the red line. They love just being on the edge. And this is one of those watches that, again, we've only got moments to air this because there's only an hour left in our program. But go ahead and take a peek. Come in live and look at this great dual time with 2 movements on the inside. We saw that great Steinhausen earlier that had 3 movements. Here in this oversized case, it almost looks like a piece of military equipment. I mean, you look at this, it almost looks aviation inspired, race car inspired, and Redline does that. They love to take things that go fast and then turn it into a watch. This almost has a military-esque feel, but somehow this white silicone strap softens the watch up a bit. It does come in other colors, styles, and configurations, so do check our website. I'm sure we have just the right one for you, but if this is it, do not hesitate, because for $12, you're going to get 2 movements, this oversized case, this silicone strap, and all of this style for just $12. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. I want to slip this on the wrist. You need to see that even though this watch is huge, Maggie, remember how big this watch is?
This is going to wear on the wrist like a 54 millimeter.
I'm going to go just measuring across is 46, but when you go on the diagonal, it's 56. So you're
Because it's
spot
big.
on
Because
with
if
that.
you measure, you're going to measure obviously the circular shaped bezel, which is about 52 and a half, and then yeah, if you factor in the sides, 56 is huge.
But you know what? I would have told you this watch is going to be too big. And in other manufacturers, I got to tell you, sometimes they're making watches that are laughable. But look at this. You know, I'm wearing a light colored shirt. I've got a white background on my shirt. And look at how well this goes with what I'm wearing. And I don't think this is in that comic exaggeration, because it just looks like a high-end timepiece. And at $600, it is a high-end timepiece. At the wow price of $134, you can do the happy dance. Look, I got it for a fraction of the price. For $59, if you've been wanting an oversized watch but you didn't want to drop a lot of money to do it, order this watch. If you've got a young person in your world that loves very contemporary styles, then this is one that you want to add to the holiday collection of things to get before they're gone. Only $12 gets it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. It's the dual-time chronograph from Redline. While we still have them, go ahead and throw it on your order. Remember, shipping is free, and if you don't like it, we'll take it back.
That's right, free shipping and free returns. All right, last watch of the hour. This is very exciting.
Oh, this is a nice watch.
This is another Maurice Lacroix masterpiece. So once again, you have their upper echelon of watchmaking. You have a watch that is hand-built. And in this case, you've got a dual time.
Well, you know, with the Maurice Lacroix 129, or the ML 129 movement in there, that's a 25 joule automatic. The Masterpiece Collection is the pinnacle of what they offer in the watch world because they consider it to be a master timepiece. And when you come in close on this and you realize, okay, that is just stunning. Now this looks a little bit like their small seconds, which would have been, within the small seconds timepiece, you happen to have a 3-hand configuration, the hour, the minute, and the small seconds at the 6 o'clock. This is an entirely additional time zone. It's hard to believe that within this automatic movement that they are powering 2 time zones and a large date complication. So you have the hour, the minute, continuously operating sweep hand, secondary time zone, so I can know what time it is where my son is. And, I know, and you happen to have a dual wheel large date complication. Flipping that over, you're going to be able to see that beautiful automatic movement. Come in closer if you can. So you can either lean into the TV or we'll switch to another camera and you're going to be able to see, because you're in high definition, this watch is going to be huge. Look at that. That is beautiful. The watch is all Swiss made. Those are sapphire crystals, both front and back. You'll notice that the gold-plated rotor that has the Côte de Genève or Geneva waves on it. You'll see those little tiny dots, little swirls right behind it. Those happen to be pearlage decoration. That literally means pearl-like. There's the beating heart of the watch. You're going to be fascinated by that because the simple movement of your wrist is going to power the mainspring, which is going to move that balance wheel, which is going to continue to power all the gears so it tells time perfectly. I'm going to slip this on my wrist. You're going to appreciate that with this genuine crocodile strap, they have used a deployant, which means you don't have to keep cinching this off and on. Once you size it to your wrist by simply sliding that crocodile strap to the right position, the deployant is going to do all the work, making this watch last for years to come. Look at that. That looks great. And I love this with my shirt right now. That the light dial, now this does come in other colors and configurations, so consult our website. I'm sure we have just the right one for you, but I think this is ideal. If you're looking for that dress watch, that office watch, that going out to dinner, going to the theater watch, this is it. This is a great watch to take with you on vacation, but if you're going to go out in the water, you do want to get a different strap because you don't want to get that crocodile wet. $4,500 is the price, $1,449.99, only $290 gets it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. Don't let this one get away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are into our third and final hour of the show today, but not to worry. There are still so many more surprises in store. Of course, you're going to save even more money, especially with high ends, thanks to our incredible discounts and the 5 stress-free payments. This next hour will show you even more Swiss-made watches and lots of high fashion items as well. So we're going to jump right into a preview of what's coming up in our third hour together. First things first, we're showing a lot of red lines today, and I like it. Red line's one of our own brands for all of you out there who like to push it to the red line. The racing enthusiasts, the car guys and girls, boats, automobiles, planes, trains, you get the idea. And the simulator is the aviation-inspired design. This actually looks like you're in the cockpit of a plane. 140928. Citizen Miota Quartz chronograph movement inside, 100 meters of water resistance. All 316L surgical grade steel, case bezel and bracelet. $12 gets it home. Stress-free payments work like this. You put your first payment, in this case $12 down, on any major credit card. We process and ship this watch to you next business day. So in this case, you'll have this watch within a matter of days. Then, once a month for 4 remaining months after this, we'll charge your credit card $12. It's that easy. The stress-free payments are your way of just shopping a little bit maybe more affordable today. If you don't want to put 60 bucks down, you don't have to. In my opinion, if you came into the show with a budget, you can do 2 things. You can use the stress-free payments to buy a few different watches, or you can put the stress-free payments towards that one pinnacle piece. So in this next case, maybe that stress-free payment is your monthly budget, because this is a serious watch. This is an $8,000 Swiss-made Maurice Lacroix from their Les Classiques collection. $2,800. Think about that. $2,800 is your total price, down from the $8,000 price. Hand-built, Swiss-made elegance here. 5 payments of $560 gets it home. 286-484.
Right behind that, the Ritmo Mundo Quantum 2 chronograph. You saw the Quantum 3 earlier, which has that kind of two-face configuration. This is a bit more sedate, if Ritmo Mundo can be such. This is a bit more of a classic configuration, and that dual tone is going to come with the aluminum that has been bonded to that stainless steel, and it's going to make that case a bit more unique because it is a 2-piece case. You have that great dial with the 3 sub-dials that give you the pop of white and silver, and it really looks great with that fully functioning chronograph. $279.99. You could pay $1,000 if you wish, but don't do that. Go ahead and shop with us and get it at a fraction of the price. Now, it's going to be back up to $599 at midnight on Sunday, but right now, only $279.99. $56 gets it home. That's your first 5 stress-free, interest-free payments, and we happen to like that watch. How about the Breitling Transocean? Now, that is my top pick. I think you're not going to do better than this because it is such a high-end piece. Now, you know, when you look at the watch and you realize this is a 43-millimeter case, which it wears a little bit larger to me. It just feels, maybe there's just a heft or a weight to it because of all that stainless steel and the woven mesh. But, you know, there's 450 parts within this watch. It is a complete calendar within it, and it's adjusted once every leap year. That's how accurate it is. Now, you will have to adjust the time, because remember that no matter what automatic or mechanical movement that you have in a watch, now this happens to have the B19, which is a 38 joule automatic with 42 hours of power reserve, that those watches, including this one, are going to be accurate to within 10 to 15 seconds per day. So every few days you will, if you want to adjust it, adjust the time. But as far as adjusting the date, the day, the month, the year, you're not going to do that but every 4 years. This is an incredible value within this watch because it is a $10,000 watch that you're getting for $55.99. That's a lot of money, but only $1,120 gets it home, and that's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. It is one of the best values, and no one on the planet will touch our price for the Breitling Transocean. We guarantee it.
My hot pick, a Swiss-made Maurice Lacroix here, and one that I have made my pick many, many times on the show. In fact, I can't help myself. I love the 39-millimeter Maurice Lacroix Miros so much. Now, we have 2 variations of this watch available on our website. This is my favorite. It's got the subtle two-tone because your crown and pushers and around the bezel are all gold-plated, but also because you've got what I call the sunset dial. And that is this brown mother-of-pearl dial that picks up ambers and golds as though you are looking at a real sunset on your wrist. It is my absolute favorite. Adding into all of that elegance are the 40 individual diamonds set into your bezel, 1 point per diamond. So you've got 40 points total carat weight. I love the size because it's big and high fashion, but it's not a bulky watch at all, and it's still appropriate for every day at the office. $200 down, ladies, is a steal, and I truly hope that you continue to purchase this watch because you will love it. It is an everyday elegant watch. You'll wear it to the office, you'll wear it on Friday nights. You will never ever take it off again. And with the water resistance, the surgical grade stainless steel, and the sapphire crystal, you could practically live in this watch. 260-247, my hot pick, the Miros.
Okay.
But this next watch, I would make my hot pick too.
This watch is just, you know, I wanted to get this one. I really wanted to get it. The timing was not right with my son going off to college. But for that collector out there, here it is. Phone a neighbor. Tell them, if you've got somebody that's a watch collector, tell them that we have a Breitling Chronomat 41 with the diamond hour indices, the 18-karat gold bezel, and center links for this price with a mother of pearl dial. Now, go ahead and take a peek at this. Oh my goodness. I love my job. I mean, my office supplies, your office supplies are so much better than everybody else's.
Keep your staplers and your laptops, okay? We don't want them.
We like our $14,000 watches. And the fact that we can get you a $14,000 watch for $6,800, I mean, go ahead. These are brand new in the box. This is the Chronomat 41, which is a 41 millimeter case. It has Breitling's proprietary B01 movement. That's a 47 jewel automatic with 70 hours of power reserve. Now, the value of this watch comes not just in the quality and construction of this all Swiss-made watch, that sapphire crystal, but also in the fact that you're getting probably one of the most dependable and most innovative movements in the watch world. That's Breitling's B01 movement. You also have all of this 18-karat solid gold running through every one of these links. These are not gold-plated. Remember how your boyfriend was saying that he was afraid that some gold may flake? Well, this is not going to flake because, look, all the way around, there's your dual scissor deployment, all the way around, that is all solid 18-karat gold, as well as the bezel. Now, the mother of pearl dial. Mother of pearl is also known as nacre. Nacre has been used in every form of decoration, from architecture to musical instruments to jewelry, and now here it is in this beautiful, flawless piece that has been crafted into a dial. And what do you use for hour markers when you have all of this gold and mother of pearl? Oh, diamonds. I mean, you know, what else could you throw at this watch? Now, here's what I love. Trying to find, I only have one solid gold watch. That's all the way around. That's case and bracelet. It was a gift years and years ago. If you want a solid gold watch, but you realize the price point can be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and you want the best of both worlds, here's a two-tone that has solid 18-karat gold and stainless steel, so you are getting the luxury of both. Plus, you're also getting the diamonds and mother of pearl. You're not going to pay the full price. You're paying at dealer cost for this watch. Now, of course, the Breitling B01 movement is a three-hand configuration. It is the hour, the minute, the continuously operating sweep hand is a small second sub-dial at the 9 o'clock position. You also have your other sub-dials, which are for the chronograph, as well as that locked into place sweep hand and a date complication, all in one of the most luxurious timepieces. I'm sorry, if you want to get attention, this is the watch. If you want to hide, do not wear this, because this watch stands out from across the room. It's a luxury pinnacle timepiece, and we promise you it's at the lowest price you're going to find on the planet. We'll guarantee it. We're also going to pay for shipping for this to come to you. So please, please, please give this a consideration. If you know somebody that might be interested, give them a call right now, because until midnight on Sunday, if we still have them, we're offering it at this price.
Okay, comparing it to the Chronomat that we aired last hour, that was on the strap. Which one do you like better?
Don't you dare.
You have to pick.
No.
Gun to your head.
No.
I have my fear gun to your head.
Oh, I'll take this one.
I take this one too, definitely.
Okay.
More solid gold and diamonds?
Oh, because you do have, I mean, the other one with, but you know what? We've asked other folks. Jenny, where is that other Breitling at? We actually have my hot pick and this. We have three Breitlings on the show that are absolutely stunning. This is an incredible value at $1,360. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. And would you grab me the other gold to the black? Go ahead and take a piece. We're going to come back to the live shot in just a minute. Then you're going to have to decide too, because we have these incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at the Breitlings that we're offering. This is where we defy anybody else in the watch shows. Are there other watch shows? No. But I want you to just take a look just for a moment. Jenny, right here in that bin closest to me, right there on the corner. Thank you so much, my dear. I want folks to see these just for a quick flash, because all of these are still available. You don't have to necessarily, the number that you're going to see is going, oh my goodness. What do you suppose the retail value of what's in my hand right now, Megan?
Oh my God.
Okay, this is why you turn into WOW TV. Who else has this? All right, now you have to, Jenny, quick, pick a watch. Take a peek. Quick. Okay, I have a one with black leather.
That's what our director said as well.
Rudy also said that.
I go for this one.
Anybody
That's
else?
the item number on the screen.
Stunt Rudy. Okay, that's another.
Wow.
This is, and who's our new PA that's here? Tanya. Which one do you pick?
Oh, she's your hot pick, the Transocean.
Thank you. That's why she stays. Everybody else, you may leave now. No matter which one you pick, you're getting an incredible value. Now, I'm going to set the ones down that you can go to the website or you can call in and our operators will help you to get those. This is the one that's being offered right now. There is a price point for each one of our exclusive shoppers out there. So whether you want the uber high-end, the medium high-end, or just your entry-level high-end, we have them all. Congratulations to all of you who are picking up our Breitlings. You know you're getting them at the best price on the planet. Please don't go anywhere else. Shop with confidence with us. But let's shift gears. Let's go to a completely different price point. Let's go to something that's so much fun, but is at a fraction of the cost. It is all Swiss made. You're going to love that. You're going to love the sapphire crystal. You're going to love the Swiss movement. You're going to love it looks a lot like a Luminox, but you're not getting it at, it also has a little bit of Ingersoll to it. Just a touch. Just a pepper of Ingersoll.
It does have a little bit of Ingersoll to it.
Don't you love that? Okay, take a peek. What's the most popular watch brand in all of Great Britain?
We know it.
Rotary.
L'Original. That's how they pronounce it.
Who does?
Rotary.
Rotary? Or the French? Do you speak French?
I wish, no.
It's one of those watches that really harkens back to a different era. Often when you think of Rotary, you're thinking of elegance, you're thinking of dress watches. Rotary has a watch for all occasions. And if you happen to be out quail hunting or out chasing the foxes, then this is the watch.
High tea.
No, this is not a watch for high tea.
Oh, no, that's true.
This is out in the countryside somewhere.
That's
You've
true.
taken your Range Rover to the far point of
Windsor?
the Dell. Yes, and this is the watch you want to wear. I love the fact, okay, again, all joking aside, it's a Swiss-made watch. You're getting a Swiss movement. You're getting at least 60% of the content, quality, construction of the watch at Swiss. The movement is Swiss. You have it placed in this case in Switzerland and final inspection in Switzerland. Sapphire crystal, all of this for under $95. You know what? I don't know why Rotary loves us so much. But bless you, Rotary, for sending us these beautiful timepieces that we're able to do at a fraction. Now, listen, if you bought full price, you've got a great watch. If you got it at the WOW price, you got a steal. If you're getting it for $94.99, don't tell anybody, because they're all going to want one, and they can't have it after midnight on Sunday. You'll notice that simply hitting that pusher at the 2 o'clock position is going to start our chronograph. It's going to stop, and then hitting the pusher at the 4 o'clock is going to reset it. Now, I have to tell you, there is a generous amount of strap on this watch, and as I slip it on, I'm going to move it to the tightest configuration. They must be a little larger in Great Britain, because this is a reasonable size watch. I'm not going to say a thing.
We're going to get a lot of letters from across the pond now.
The watch is on its tightest configuration on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. If you have much smaller wrist, you cannot return the watch if you punch extra holes in it. But you can. You can very gently add, or have a jeweler add an extra hole or two, because you can strap the watch down to its tightest configuration, or you can go a little tighter if you need to, but look at the generous amount of strap if you have a much larger wrist. The watch is incredibly comfortable to wear, and look how easy it is to tell the time at a distance. Now, I have a few people in my world that are visually impaired. They happen to have low vision. This would be an ideal watch for them because from across the room, you can tell the time. But if you have somebody that does have low vision, this would be an ideal watch to be able to give as a gift. They would greatly appreciate it. Only $19 gets it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free interest-free payments, $94.99 for a $750 watch. It's an all Swiss-made rotary, and it looks incredible. Do I have any lume on this, Magic Voice?
You know what's incredible about this is the movement caliber inside is a Swiss-made Ronda quartz chronograph movement. The same movement caliber that we see not only on our own brands, but also on brands like Luminox, for example. It's the same Swiss-made movement inside, and this is $95.
Yeah, this is also one of the great values in the show. If you want to go to our website and review what we've already put on there, you certainly can. If you want to shop in the future, you can see what's going to be on tomorrow's show. This is one of those incredible steals because only $19 gets it home, and you're right, all Swiss made for under $95. Congratulations for those who are picking it up. You've got a steal. Speaking of steel, how about 316L stainless steel and the Red Line Simulator? This is one of those watches that you were absolutely correct. Remember the dual time? Jenny, would you find me that large white silicone strap, incredibly large Red Line? Because I want to show them that's where they're pulling from. As you come in really, really close, I want you to look at the subdial at the 12 o'clock position and the 6 o'clock. You'll notice that they are not just in the round configuration, but also have these squares around them. That is the type of instrumentation you might find in an aircraft. So as you come into that live shot, I want to show you this watch, and notice this shape right here is exactly the shape that you're seeing in those subdials. Both of these this is a dual timer, pulls from the aviation style. Now this Red Line is also available, but notice Megan, how that shape right there is exactly the shape. This looks like a piece of instrument that has been pulled right out of the aircraft. You're seeing that right here in the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. You were exactly right. This is an aviation
I see what you're talking
yes.
about. That's cool.
You notice it now?
Yeah.
This looks
like one of the subdials, the whole case and bezel.
Because this is designed to look like a piece of aircraft instrumentation because they plug in. They're easy to change out. So now you're seeing that same inspiration right here, but they also look like the altimeter and the other instruments that you're going to find in the interior of an aircraft.
You are just so smart.
Oh, well, I figured it out. It's awesome. Didn't you get the notes? We don't work on notes. This is all shooting from the hip. You're going to love the fact that you have the unirotating bezel on here. You have a fully functioning chronograph. Simply hitting the pusher at the 2 o'clock is going to start. And you notice you have a 1/10 of a second, the seconds, and a minute totaler. Stop, and then there's your reset. And all the while, you happen to have a continuously operating sweep hand. It's a 3-hand configuration, hour-minute, continuously operating sweep hand, 3 subdials, and a date complication at the 3 o'clock position. What is Red Line known for? They've got to throw their pop of red in, and if you look carefully, you're going to find those style elements throughout the watch. The rest of the watch is in a classic construction and style. It's going to look very similar to many of the high-end watches out there, and I suppose if you paid $600 or $700 for this, you're going to feel it's pretty high-end. If you got it for $59, you're going to think you stole it. But you don't have to, because only $12 gets it home, $59.99 is the total price, and we're even going to pay for shipping. It looks fantastic on the wrist, and with that unirotating bezel and 100 meters of water resistance, this is a watch you can not only run in with your race car, but also with your speedboat, and you can go in the water. And go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, this is a great sort of beater-style watch. You know, those watches that they used to describe, watches that you would just throw on and sort of go about your day, or if you're going on a trip somewhere and you really don't want to take something nice with you, but you want something that can sort of transcend different dressing up, dressing down. This is a great option for people looking for that, because anything happens to it, God forbid, you've only spent $60 on it. But what's nice about it is that $60 price for you, you've got nearly $700 worth of watch.
You know, it's kind of nice when your beater watch is a $700 watch.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, it's one of the watches that you can spend very little money on, $12, but you can be very proud to wear it. Because again, if you're going out to, if you're wearing this to the office, no one's going to go, oh yeah, nice $60 watch. No, you can let them know it's a $600 watch, a $700 watch. Realize that because we are the manufacturer, we are the creators of the watch. I mean, the designers of this. I mean, I can walk right down the hall and grab one of the designers, and they can explain these. We need to do that sometime.
Yeah.
Explain the watches to you. They're right here. Because of that, we have control over the pricing like nobody else. And that's how we're able to offer a watch that would sell in the retail world for that $600 to $700 price point for $59.99. I think it's a steal. Go ahead and add that to your order. You won't regret it. There's somebody in your world that wants and needs that watch.
All right, now the most classic, the best-selling Redline watch is actually the 44mm compressor. Here, you've got a fully functioning chronograph movement once again, but this one also has a multifunction calendar. You get an AM/PM indicator, which also functions as a secondary time zone. You have a calendar date and a day of the week. You've got this donut-shaped case with these elongated lugs. So it's got an interesting curved appearance to it, which means it wraps around the wrist, especially with that textured rubber strap. $9. Yes, do you guys get the idea that we are already in that holiday pricing? We are already at the point where we want you to start buying for Christmas and Hanukkah and the end of the year. A $45 price is your total, and then you can split that up over 5 months at $9 a month. 131522.
You know, when we're talking about high-end watches, when you're talking about watches that really just stand out, what's a watch brand that guys just feel like are visceral? It has to be Omega. And I guess it's the James Bond connection. It's just one of those watches where you just feel like, okay, that's a man's watch.
It's a man's watch.
You did not just do that. I love it. You just keep that up. I like to call it job security. You know,
It's like, where will you find somebody crazier than me? You won't.
well,
I said it to bosses and boyfriends. It's great.
you will be here long after I am pushing up the posies. Folks, the Omega Seamaster is one of the Aquaterra GMT, and we've had this with the white dial. Now, you remember that watch. Which one of these do you like better? The light or the dark?
Oh, I like this one. I feel like I haven't
do
seen
too.
this one before.
Now, there is 150 meters of water resistance within this 44mm case. Now, this happens to have the coaxial escapement. And Megan, if you would please, would you give them a little bit of history of the coaxial escapement?
I love the coaxial escapement. This is so cool. In 1999, Omega was the first watch brand in over 200 years to begin making improvements to the escapement on their automatic movements. Now, Wiley and I call the escapements the heartbeats of watches, and it's where the balance wheel is, and it actually is the heartbeat of a watch. When we get in closer on this shot, I'll point out where it is. That right there, you can see part of that little gold wheel. That is your escapement and your balance wheel. That, you'll notice here, there are two of them. These are two individual barrels right there. The coaxial escapement was Omega's proprietary technology, which worked to improve the existing movements. What it allowed for, once they improved it, is more precision, more flexibility, and more stability to your automatic timepiece. That's why they added the second barrel. All Omega watches that are automatics now have the coaxial escapement technology in them. And it is a technology that no other watch brand has ever been able to come close to improving on.
It's amazing because you're exactly right. The Omega 3603 movement in here, which is a 36 joule automatic, is really one of the pinnacles in Omega's timekeeping. And I think you're going to appreciate the fact that, you have the bidirectional bezel on here, which is going to be great if you want to use almost the tachymeter style bezel. If you realize that the watch also has an ion-plated stainless steel, it makes the watch more scratch resistant and a little bit more durable. Now, you have a self-winding chronograph with a column wheel mechanism on the inside that's re-spinning. The balance wheel and coaxial escapement have 52 hours of power reserve. I have to tell you, I really, really like this watch. I have a friend, David, who has greatly been looking for Omega, and he says, when you find them, please let me know, because I'm looking for just the right one. But every time he sees one in a store, he's like, okay, I love that watch, but it's $8,000,
Yeah.
it's $9,000, it's $12,000. We realize that $5,900 is a lot of money. That's why we've put it on the stress-free payments, which are interest-free. If you're just joining us, when you see stress-free payments, we are able to offer you the watch at the $5,900 price. When you put the $1,190 down on a credit card, then we will bill you for the rest later in monthly installments at no interest to you whatsoever. That's hopefully will make it stress-free so that you can get a pinnacle piece watch home at a fraction of the cost that you would normally pay. Remember that we have a limited number of these. Now, this is not just a timekeeper, but it's also a dual time. So you happen to have 2 time zones within this watch. You also have the multifunctions that go on with the chronograph and a date complication there between the 4 and 5 o'clock position. All of this at a fraction of the price that you would normally pay in department stores. Go ahead, check it out, see if anybody else out there has this watch for less. They won't. You're going to love the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra GMT with the great dark dial instead of the white, but please check our website. There may still be a few of those white dials left if that pushes your button. Maurice Lacroix. Maurice Lacroix is one of those great watchmakers that since 1889 has been building beautiful timepieces. And in 1975, when the brand was reinvigorated, they made the commitment to continue fine craftsmanship of all Swiss-made movements. Now, this watch has the ML155, which is a 25-jewel automatic. But this occasion, they have done something a little extreme, because the entire case and buckle of the watch is in solid 18-karat gold. This is one of those occasions, if you've been wanting a solid gold watch. I mean, I told you this before. I went to one of the high-end jewelry stores here in the Miami area, and when I asked to see their gold watches and said, what's your most value conscious? There was a ladies' watch, which is, of course, smaller, that was the only watch in the store that was at the $5,000 price point. Everything else was higher. Here is a Maurice Lacroix, $7,900. But you're getting it at the wow price of $5,500. So you're getting this gentleman's size watch for the cost of the lady size watch in the jewelry store. But for the program, before we hit midnight on Sunday, we have a handful of these that are being offered at $2,799. Have you looked at the price of gold lately? When you realize that everything that you're seeing that's in gold tone is gold, solid 18-karat gold. And when you realize that gold is selling at $1,132 an ounce or $36 a gram, and you realize that this is a solid gold case and all of the buckle is also an 18. I mean, they could have just done that in gold tone. No, not on this watch. There's just no way. Folks, this is a simple freehand configuration, the hour, the minute, continuously operating sweep hand, a reverse date wheel, black wheel, white lettering, and that beautiful thin line sweep hand. I love how elegant the Roman numerals are. Notice how very thinly placed they are. I mean, they're just ultra thin. They're not bulky. Sometimes when you see them, they're just very large.
You know, I'd like to try this on when you're done because it's a 30 millimeter.
Isn't that just the perfect size? I mean, I told you that 38
Absolutely.
to 42 is just the right.
I mean, I'd love a 52 millimeter in solid gold if we're being honest. But yes, a 38 millimeter will do. And it is a different solid gold Maurice Lacroix than the one that you picked up for yourself.
And you know what? This is the stepping point before you head into the stupidly expensive watches. Now, of course, I didn't pay full price. You'd never do here. But the watch that I picked was $17,000 retail. You realize how much higher that is? Now, mine's in a 5. It's called the 5-hand. And there may still be a few of those left on the website. But it is much more expensive than the $27.99. This is one of the most affordable solid gold gentlemen or ladies watches that we have to offer. And you were right. This 38 millimeter watch is perfect on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. I want Megan to try this on because I want you to see how beautiful and feminine this watch becomes the moment it goes onto a lady's wrist. Look at that. Gorgeous. The next time you see it, it'll look a whole lot better.
I love this. I actually think that as a unisex timepiece, this is the best one to go for because the one that you have, the Maurice Lacroix, it's called the Small Seconds, right?
No, that's, I actually have the small seconds too. But the other one I have is the 5-hand.
Yes, the 5-hand. That's a bit masculine. This is
It
that
is.
understated, I think, for a gentleman or a lady. I have it on my wrist. I love the reverse date wheel, how it camouflages in beautifully to the 6 o'clock position. Here it is on my 6-inch wrist.
I think that's absolutely beautiful.
It's so slim. Lightweight. I mean, it's not lightweight. It's lightweight because of the strap entailed here.
But you don't make gold lightweight.
Yeah, no. But this is the kind of watch, ladies, that I think, or you know what? You buy it as a couple and you share it. You don't
Or
have to have
buy
the bracelet
two.
size. Yeah, or you buy 2. Or I would just convince my boyfriend to buy it and then I'd wear it the entire time. 286-484-$2,800 for an $8,000 solid gold watch.
Have you always wanted a solid gold watch?
Of course I have.
Not you, it's
Oh.
rhetorically to the audience out there, but thank you for answering. But
It's like, what kind of question is that?
if you've always wanted a solid gold watch, yes, I do, give it to me now, then this is an opportunity to have a super high-end watch by Maurice Lacroix for a fraction of the price and only let me say it again, only $560 gets it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. This is one of the great values in the show because this is a watch for a lifetime. And notice that because it's in the high mirror polish, which some of them are done in satin, this is easy to polish up should you scuff it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, if you get a satin finish, it's great until you scratch it, and then how do you get somebody to restore the satin finish? That's a whole lot more difficult than the high mirror polish, which looks great. Congratulations,
All right.
you're getting a good watch.
Moving on, something sporty. We go from one extreme to the next around here. We're going back to Redline. Going crazy here with that glossy, mirror-polished black ionic plating and that bright, fiery red with the stealth.
Redline loves to take things to the extreme. This watch really has an extreme appearance because, sometimes they use a splash of red. This is just all over. But not so much so that it's given you a solid red watch. But they've used a bit more pops of color, whether it is that beautiful knurled crown, the outer chapter ring within the dial, or, just taking a look. There's just enough fire in the watch that it really captures your attention. Now, the watch is 47 millimeters, which that's going to be a little big, but it's not going to wear that big because it's mostly blacked out. The VD57 movement in there is going to be reliable and accurate, and you're going to love the fact that there's so much style within the watch. Now, you're seeing a 3-hand configuration of the hour, the minute, continuously operating sweep hand, and simply hitting the pusher at the 2 o'clock position is going to start the 1/10 of a second, the seconds, and the minute totaler. So you can see that movie. There's your start, your stop, and then, of course, there's your reset right there, and everything goes back to the original configuration. I think the watch really looks great. You'll notice that even without doing a thing, if I just hold the watch, it starts to go into the natural shape of the wrist. Some watches, they go flat out. I mean, they're just flat, and then they have to be shaped to the wrist. This watch is designed to go on the wrist.
Going back to dial really quickly, notice how you've got that asphalt texture. Now tell me, because you know more about cars than I do, when you look into that, it almost looks like, as it's been described to me, and now I've understood more about this, it almost looks like that stippling you would see inside like vintage muscle cars.
Absolutely.
And you can see how it almost looks like you are looking at a speedometer with the way the subdials are broken out, even the way that they give you certain indications, and even the way the numerals look. It looks like looking into a dashboard of a vintage muscle car.
I'll have to show you a picture. The previous model of the Lexus IS 300 actually has, this is exactly the configuration of the dashboard.
Really?
Now, they pulled it from the watch world because they wanted it to look like a chronograph.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
this watch, trying to pull from the automotive world, it's a great mix. If you have a Lexus, go ahead and buy this watch. But it's at a fraction of the price because you can certainly go out to the watch world and spend $500, $600, $700, even $800 to get a watch of this quality. For $129, which is the wow price, which you'll have midnight on Sunday. If you don't want to rush and you don't mind paying $129, it'll still be available. If you would like it right now, $11, it's at home. And we pay for shipping. And we guarantee that you won't find it for less. You have the 30-day money-back guarantee. Remember, we're watch designers, watchmakers. We love for our products to be on your wrist. And here's the deal. we can give you this high-end watch for $54.99 because once you get a taste of Redline and Swiss Legend and Leni Barocas, and now that we're the keepers of Lucien Picard, then you're going to want another Redline watch. You're going to want one of our other watches like Bell & Sons. So go ahead, take a chance, see what you think. I think you're going to be pretty happy. Congratulations to all of you who are picking this up. We think you're getting a pretty stellar watch, even if we did make it ourselves.
All right, moving on to something super cool. Every Ritmo Mundo watch is just so different and so stylized. I really enjoy them. This is a Quantum 2. Now, we aired Quantum 3s earlier, and now we've got the Quantum 2 here. Inside is a Swiss-made movement. So right off the bat, you know you're getting a high-quality Swiss-made chronograph movement. 276, 476, it's a big watch. It is all done in a matte finishing. That means the actual stainless steel, after it's been plated, is matte bead blasted over and over and over again in a machine to completely remove any sort of polish, any sort of sparkle or shine on this watch to give it a finish that almost renders it looking like titanium, or in this case, when you look at this side, almost like a chrome finish. Matches my nails. Inside this
You
watch,
are such a girl.
right? But look at that. I know it's kind of hard to sell a big masculine watch and say, oh, it looks great with my nails, but it does. This black and silver color combination is really cool because it's taken a traditional black and silver color combination and flipped it on its ear. You'll notice, once we come in closer, you'll be able to see this, the multi-piece case design here. Looking around here, your bezel, it appears as though it's two pieces, and it is. You can actually see that your case is broken up like so. It's almost like part of the case is this 2/3 of it, and then this other case piece has been screwed down with the fully functioning screws, and it encompasses case and bezel. So it's a really interesting design. It's almost as if the entire case was done in black, and then they screwed on a plate over it on this side in silver tone. Look at the two-piece pushers as well. Same thing. That matte silver tone finish framed by the black IP. Again, your Swiss-made chronograph movement inside, which would give you 1/10 accuracy at the 12 o'clock sub-dial and would time something for up to a full 60 minutes. I love the case back. One, they go the extra step of plating the case back. They keep up the black and silver color combo by even using the silver for the signature, which is also the logo. You can see 100 meters of water resistance and Swiss-made movement. Now, it's a big watch. It's a 49 millimeter. So I'm going to actually pass this over to Wiley to try on because it's a larger timepiece overall.
There's a lot of style within this watch, but Ritmo Mundo is not a wallflower. It's not a watch that just wants to blend into the scenery. So they use different style elements. They certainly use the size of the watch to just make it stand out a bit from the crowd. I think this really looks great. I love the fact that that bit of silver, both in the case and within the subdials, just kind of, I don't know, it takes it up a notch to me. There's almost a jewel-like quality. You'll notice as the light reflects off of the table that the high mirror polish on the hour indices really stand out. There's just almost like a jewel-like quality to certain elements of it. Even though the watch is not designed to be necessarily a dress watch, there is something that's very dressy about it under the right conditions. So if you dress up, don't worry. You know, I would wear this with a cufflink shirt with silver cufflinks. I think it would look great. But also with blue jeans and a t-shirt. I think that's something about Ritmo Mundo. It's kind of like that Hollywood style, if you will. You know, in Hollywood, you could get away with going to a high-end event in the right, you know, designer blue jeans and a dress jacket. There is just something about it that really stands out, and hopefully it'll stand out to you that you're getting a $995 watch for $279. But more than anything, we want you to like what you're seeing. If it's not the right watch, for heaven's sakes, don't buy it, no matter how good the deal is. But when you do see something that you like, jump on it. Because both Megan and I can tell you there's things that are here one moment and gone the next. Even while we're doing the program, we may be selling something to you, hopefully telling you all the merits, and it could sell out just as we're speaking. If you like it, get it. $56 gets it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments.
Okay, this next watch, this is a huge deal. I thought we were sold out of the red line meter because we have not aired one of these watches in over a year. Ladies and gentlemen, we have way less than one per state. Did you say how many do we have? Okay, we only have about 24 of these watches to go around. We must have found them somewhere in the back, and I'm not making a joke about that. The red line meter has been sold out for over a year. Inside this 44.5 millimeter red line is the Citizen Miyota 8215 automatic movement. This is known in the watch world as a bulletproof movement. You can Google Citizen Miyota tests online, 8215 tests, torture tests I believe it is. They have actually taken the movement inside this watch, the 8215. Other people have. We have not here at Redline. I shouldn't say we. People have taken this movement. You can see YouTube videos about this. Frozen them in blocks of ice, strapped them to wheels of cars. These are movements that are literally indestructible. The Miyota 8215 is one of the most famous automatic movements that are non-Swiss made in the world.
Oh, there's the beating heart of the watch. I mean, that is just absolutely incredible. You know, you really had a look of excitement when they pulled this watch out. I thought something was wrong. Didn't she have that look of, we just all stopped and went, what is she doing?
I know it sounds crazy, but I cannot believe that we've got this watch because we sold out of this so long ago and we thought we'd never see them again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dressiest red line our company has ever designed. This is perhaps one of the true only red lines available that you could wear with a suit because it is so gorgeous and so dressy. The movement inside is worth more than the total price we are giving you. And what's incredible is we never even raised the price from what it used to be. I can't believe. Now again, we have less, well, we have about 24 right now, give or take a few. That's it. This is incredible. I cannot believe this.
Remember Raiders of the Lost Ark? Remember at the end of the movie where they're moving the Ark of the Covenant into the warehouse?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like around here.
It sort of looks like that.
I bet you're exactly right.
They probably must have moved something and found them,
They
right?
moved the Ark and they found these watches back there. I'm really amazed that they're selling this with that movement for under $60.
I can't believe that we've got this. Ladies and gentlemen, please take advantage of this timepiece. This is awesome.
Well, and again,
I'm sorry I'm at such a loss for words with this. I can't believe this.
It is beautiful in its quality and construction and in its value. For only $12, you're getting a watch that should be $170, which is what we'd normally sell it at, for a fraction of the price, only $59.99. How about this? Go ahead and be one of the 24 that gets the watch. Get it home. Just go ahead and put that $12 on your credit card. We're not going to charge interest. We'll take care of billing you the other over the next 4 months after this. And we'll pay for the shipping. Go ahead and get it home. Feel the watch. Get it in your hand. See if you go, okay, that watch has got weight to it. There is such nice construction to this. Go ahead and get the watch. If you don't like it, send it back. But I think you're going to want to keep it. And if you don't want to keep it for yourself, it makes a great gift for under $60. And it's going to look like you spent a fortune. Hey, are you getting married? Do you, whether you're the bride or the groom out there, do you need to get some gifts for the bridal party? Go ahead and put these on there. This will last a lifetime, but you're going to pay a fraction of the price, and it's going to be one of those keepsake gifts, unlike a set of pens that will go in a drawer and never be used.
Another watch from Redline. I love that we're going to be ending the show today with so many automatics. Another watch, this is the Redline mileage that also features the Citizen Miyota 8215. Although it's in a much sportier style. Now, I want to make a correction. There's no such thing as titanium stainless steel. This is a stainless steel watch done in a matte finishing to simulate the look of titanium.
That looks incredible. You know, it does have the look of that gunmetal-esque type. Now, it looks a little dark in the shot, though, from what it really looks like. Maybe if we come to a closer shot, it's going to... Oh, there you go.
Because it's done in a gunmetal, but it's all brushed. Isn't that so cool? It's interesting to think of the machine that actually does this matte bead blasted finish to it.
Well, I love the fact that, okay, one of my favorite watches is a Zimex. A whole lot more expensive than this, but it has this simple three-hand configuration with a date, almost exactly like this dial, except for an arrow that's on the hour marker, and it's one of my favorite watches. Now, I got it at a, goofy discount. I mean, that's what we always look for in the watch world. But here's a watch at such a fraction of the price. It has that same classic, I call it kind of the Swiss train keeper's watch,
yeah.
because it looks like something that they would look at, it's almost very German.
I was just about to say, if you're on the Eurail, that's really funny.
So this watch has a lot of style, just that pop of color right there. And of course, there's your exhibition back, letting you see in there. And of course, you have a dual pry-apart deployant, which makes it easy to get off and on. And I'll probably turn that right side up so the designers don't go, hey, look at that. All of this for under $85. What a great way to end our 3 hours, is to be able to have this great value. Not $500, $600, $700, $800, but only $194 at midnight on Sunday. But before then, go ahead. Give us a call. We'll give it to you for $84.99. That's crazy.
This is the kind of watch I could see a young man wearing as well. I could see your son wearing a watch like this.
He would love this watch.
I don't know. I saw some photos that I guess you were posting of him on Facebook from the weekend or something, and he was dressed casual, and this kind of watch for some reason makes me think
he was climbing
he was
a
hiking.
mountain. It was like, what are you doing on the edge of a mountain? He needs that Breitling with the built-in homing device. $84.99, only $17 to get this watch home, and we're going to pay for shipping. And by the way, we haven't done any loom shots. We'll give you a great shot.
What's up with all the loom shots?
Yeah, we want loom shots. It does help the sales. Magic Voice is going, we don't want to work.
He's throwing down. 10 minutes to go.
Suddenly we go dark. We do have great loom on this watch, and we do value all of our people in the control room who are eating and having a party while we're working out here.
Suddenly the camera angles get very unflattering.
Well, it's not difficult with me.
Did somebody mute my mic?
What? Hello?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, to end this 190596, again, that is the Citizen Miota 8215, and you'll always get a 5-year warranty on the Redline watches. We've made it to the end of our time together, so before we say goodbye officially, Wiley and I like to recap. We like to talk about the best-selling items of the show. Now, much like that top 10 we saw about an hour and a half ago, we might see some items in this recap that are slated for tomorrow's show, or items that we didn't even get a chance to air today, because that's just how the cookie crumbles, I'm so glad to see that the new #1 seller was my prediction. And this should be on everybody's Christmas list. Excuse me.
What was it?
That's right.
Oh, look at
the
that.
bundle. The big bad bundle. 287017.
If they're just joining us, tell them what they get with all that.
Well, I was about to.
Oh, go ahead. It's dramatic.
I was pausing for dramatic effect, Wiley. For $300, you get 2 watches. You get, starting on the left-hand side, the black and silver 52mm Neptune in the automatic. Remember, we have quartz and automatic Neptunes. Here, the 52mm automatic 21 joule automatic movement. On the right-hand side, that all blacked out with the pops of white and orange, that's the Swiss-made Abisos. That's right, a Swiss-made 48mm watch with the STP 1-11 26 joule automatic movement inside. That is your 1,000-meter water-resistant watch. Of course, you get the customized packaging for both. With the Neptune, it comes packaged in a watch winder. With the Abisos, it comes packaged in a 3-slot, airtight, watertight watch box. 287017. Congratulations to whoever picked this up, because that is one heck of a deal. 263497. Right behind that is 40mm Swiss-made rotary. Here, you have a 21 joule Swiss-made automatic movement inside. Yes, that's not a typo. The price really is $160. Even better, use the stress-free payments. Every single item today and tomorrow are on 263497.
In behind that, another combo. That's going to be the Abisos with the Neptune. You get both watches. Realize that. And the Abisos is rated to 1,000 meters of water resistance. It's the ultimate dive watch, and certainly at a price that is more than affordable. But you get both watches at this price point, the 3-slot watertight watch box, as well as a watch winder. All of this for $60 to get it home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments, and apparently it's been a big item for you. So congratulations. We hope it's a great gift for yourself or someone you love.
So glad to see this next item doing so well. Congratulations, ladies. You got an amazing value here. This is a near $1,200 Swiss-made watch from Eterna. It's a 34mm case, so it's a beautiful understated luxury timepiece. $190 is a pretty understated price, including the fact that you have an in-house built three-hand quartz movement. $38 gets it. Something embarrassing, but I'll be honest. You know, I have to have my nails always professionally done for the shows. I spend $30 every time I get a manicure. In this case, $38 buys you a Swiss-made watch.
You have to get it done?
Well, when your hands are in HD more than your face, of course. 243-654. I know, I'm a snob.
This is, we'll talk later. The Sector Expander 90. This is the first time I've seen Sector on the show. I love Sector watches, and if you're a Sector collector, then you know, do you like that? Only $24.99. It's ridiculous. Yes, we know it, but that's right, I just made that up. $5 to get that home. That's your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. We are delighted to have this great sport chronograph on the show, and hopefully we'll have more Sectors to bring you. You're going to love it. But let's shift to a little bit more expensive watch. If you would like to have some bling, how about the Raymond Wild Tango? Now, this is in that great two-tone variety. And all that you're seeing with that heavy gold plating on there, you know that with a luxury watch that's going to look that good for years to come. It's an all Swiss-made watch by one of the companies that really does such a good job with the high-end watches. It is 40mm, of course, that's sapphire crystal on the front, and you have that great three-hand configuration with the Roman numerals. $509 from the $1,195 price. You better believe it, it's half the cost. Only $102 to get it home.
Coming up right after that, such an interesting timepiece. It's cool to see this doing so well. It's a two-tone of gold tone and silver tone in a Swiss-made watch. The Ritmo Mundo puzzle is not just a Swiss-made watch. It features the ETA 2824 automatic movement. And yes, you do slide that piece across to reveal underneath that sapphire crystal your actual black and gold dial. Slight exhibition case back reveals the automatic movement inside. It is highly curved with an integrated texture rubbered strap. $750. That's kind of crazy considering the total price is $5,500. Use the stress-free payments. $150 gets home perhaps the most unique watch of the show. 276-484.
And that's super limited edition.
45mm Redline Cruiser here. It has a VD53 quartz chronograph movement. You get a 5-year warranty. Black and red is the color combo here, but the big surprise is the Super Luminova. It's BGW9. That's probably one of my favorite features of this watch. All of the hour markers in the hands glow a cobalt blue when the lights go out. 148874.
One of our favorite watches is the Breitling Chronomat 41. Of course, it's a 41mm case. That is a beautiful mother of pearl dial, and the hour indices are genuine full jewelry set diamonds. That bezel, solid 18-karat gold, as are the center links on that watch. It is stunning all the way around, and you're going to love the fact that it has the Breitling B01 movement, which is a 47 jewel automatic with 70 hours of power reserve. It's one of our favorites, and at $13,800, well, you could go to the Breitling store to get it, but why do that? You can get it at $10,000 at midnight on Sunday, but right now, $6,799 or $1,360 is your first of 5 stress-free, interest-free payments. Congratulations, you are getting a stunning watch. We love it.
42mm Swiss-made rotary from the Le Original collection. Features a Swiss-made Ronda quartz chronograph movement. Black dial. You hear that? That's a freight train of savings. Black dial, black ionic plating, and a black padded stitched leather strap. All of that, yes, in a Swiss-made watch with a sapphire crystal for $95. Use the stress-free payments. $19 gets it home. 263-502. Got another bundle coming up. Once again, the 52mm automatic Neptune and the 48mm Swiss-made Abyssos. Once again, an automatic. Yes, you get all the customized packaging, including the watch winder and the watch box. 5 payments of $60, 287015. Essentially, you're just getting the automatic Neptune, which is valued at $200 for free.
Right behind that is going to be the Maurice Lacroix Pontos automatic chronograph. Now, this has a modified Valjoux 7750 in it that is all Swiss-made sapphire crystal, both front and back. It is a stunning timepiece, and many folks are paying that $3,900 price. You can get it for $100 from us at midnight on Sunday, but right now, believe it or not, $1,149. It is a steal, and you'll find lots of great comments on our website about this because people who've bought it love that watch.
Last one from Rotary 236-810. I like this one. Sport luxury here. Black and rose color combination. Japanese chronograph quartz movement. $50. 5 payments. Put $10 down. We ship it to you for free.
You've been watching Swiss Watch International's World of Watches. We're so glad you've joined us. We look forward to joining you tomorrow at same time, same channel. Welcome all of our Time Warner people. We're glad the Verizon people are there, and DirecTV. So glad you're with us. From Megan and myself, we'll see you tomorrow. Go ahead and check out the website. More great values coming. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys. It's nice to say hi to the Time Warner.